roll into town, and they're playing some pretty good baseball. They're not 100% healthy, but nonetheless, here we are, another Padre-Dodger matchup.
Yeah, and the Dodgers are coming in with some good old As the World Turns.
I cannot wait to get into this.
Some spicy, what do you call it, soap opera stuff.
It is L.A.
Yes, Shohei Ohtani.
This is usually reserved for the Lakers. This isn't usually a Dodger thing, but we got a little...
you got to give Dalton Rushing credit. I mean, he's going where no man has gone before.
He really is.
And he does it, like, every day, it seems like. Boy, Shohei Ohtani was not pleased with him last night, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it, but I guess if you didn't see it, Ohtani was not pleased with the pitch selection. They got crossed up on some things, a couple of runs scored, and from what I understand, Ohtani just took over the pitch calling the rest of the game, and Rushing.
There was also Rushing wouldn't challenge pitches that Ohtani wanted him to challenge. It was two. It was
at least two, but Ohtani was like hitting the top of his hat hard.
Yes.
Like, that's a challenge!
And Rushing's like, no.
Rushing was like, no, it's not a challenge. And so they were fighting. The umpire didn't know whether to challenge it or not. So anyway, the Dodgers won, and their soap opera will be coming to town this weekend. But yeah, the Padres, I don't know. When we showed up Monday, right, for work, anybody bring their broom with them? I'm not thinking anybody was expecting a sweep. In fact, things have been so poor lately, Tony. I think people are like, well, let's just make sure we at least get one against the Braves. Maybe we could win the series. I don't think anybody was thinking sweep. So, yeah, good deal.
That was done in the first two games. The series was done.
Right,
At that point,
yeah.
Padres took care of business pretty quick. Yeah, man, I don't think anybody had – I typically don't travel with a broom, so –
No, I know.
I definitely didn't have one.
Really? You don't say, huh?
But
you don't say.
It was a nice surprise. And I think the best part of the three games is that outside of the terrific – they won in three different fashions.
Yeah.
I got a terrific pitching performance from Michael King. I think that was a great sight. The following day, the offense had to – not only the offense, but the bullpen and the offense had to kind of dance together in order to get that win. And then it was just kind of an all-around good game last night's game.
Well, look, I mean, you never know, right? It was J.P. Sears, right? He pitched well. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but, hey, 5 shutout innings. I don't think anybody was, anybody would have signed up for that. And, look, give these guys in the bullpen credit. I didn't know who was going to be necessarily available, really. I mean, David Morgan had to come right back, gave you 4 outs last night. Wandy gave you another inning of work. And do you remember back in April when we all DFA'd Wandy? Like he can never pitch again for this team?
I remember when a lot of people DFA'd.
A lot of people had Wandy out the door.
Sure,
he gave up some runs early in the year, but he's been pretty – you look him up, man. He's been pretty tough lately.
I tell you what, for as much heartache as everybody spent on Wandy in April –
yeah.
Both him and Morty Hone have had tremendous bounce backs, but
yes, because Morty Hone was not good for a while.
Right? Look where Wandy's numbers are. He's like below a 2 right now.
Yes, he was 1.8 something on the ERA.
Morty Hone is still working off the issues he had April. He's down to like a mid 3, but
his whip is under 1 now.
That's the point. Is
right? He's not giving up anything.
Neither of them are giving up anything, and I would venture to say Wandy has had the best year out of the two, virtually, how the numbers look at this point.
No, give him credit. And, we don't like to be patient. And we lead, we sitting
here.
Some
of us don't like to be patient.
Yeah. Okay. Scraby and I don't like to be patient.
What are you talking about? I'm so patient.
Tony tells us, hey, it's a long season. And it's still a long season. There's although the halfway point will come Saturday, right? The 81st game is Saturday.
We're getting there.
So we're finally coming up on the actual halfway mark. But and then to finish, Jason Adam, I don't know if you've talked to him, Tony. I certainly haven't had a chance to, and I haven't heard him really discuss it. But he's not the Jason Adam that I've seen, the first couple of years here. Now maybe it's, still coming back from that injury. I mean, it used to be when he went out on the mound in the 8th inning, you could book it, man. It was 3 outs, 6-7 pitches, inning over. He's had to use a little more guile this year. He's given up some home runs lately. you give him the lead in the 9th inning last night. It was good to see him get a quick 1-2-3, and hopefully that'll get his confidence back a little bit. Because even as good as Jason Adams is a pitcher, it's got to shake you just a tad when you give up a couple of long home runs and lose ball games. So that was a nice save opportunity that he converted as well.
Jason hasn't looked as dominant.
Right. It's his fault because he's so good when he's on.
The guys are having a little bit more success, but ultimately he's still getting the job done at a pretty high clip. And so I think last night was good from the standpoint as he had to do the big inning, which was the 9th, and did it with kind of light work.
Cruised right on through. Yeah,
it was good. It was a good series for the Padres, and so they get this off day, and then after that, we're going straight to the break. No off days. We got to roll all the way through. Then the break happens, and then you got another stretch of three cities where no off day is included in there. So it's about to be a haul here to get to the break. And then out of the break, you're going to have the same type of haul. And, I think this is kind of an important finish to the break. The way this team is looks like they're starting to turn the corner.
A little bit better.
A little bit better. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at
the Dodgers do have a funny way of throwing cold water on whatever momentum you have had. So,
but they also bring out the best in the Padres, I think, and I think you're going to see a good weekend series for sure. It is important to finish up strong here going into the break for a couple of reasons. One, you've got 8 teams competing really for 3 wild card spots right now. It's very wide open. You want to make sure you stay right there in the middle of that. And I think you want to make sure you stay, within striking distance for the next month so that when AJ strikes, he'll be able to do something to hopefully help you get there the last couple of months of the season. I thought the JP Sears thing was so important because you're already kind of wondering what you're going to do with Griffin Canning. There's been no announcement on this, but it's going to be difficult, I think, for them to keep throwing Canning out there, although I don't know what other options they have. And JP Sears, like if he didn't pitch well last night, that would be another concern. But now you can worry a little bit less about him because that was a really good performance. And, look, a Padre win these days would not be a Padre win without a crucial 2 RBI, 2-out single from Samad Taylor. Like that was almost clockwork. And Tony, take us through the at-bat, but it was a good battle, and he fights something off, and he just continues to amaze. He has to be the Padres Player of the Month for June, if there is such an award, because he's just, he's been beyond anything anybody could have expected.
Yeah, I think Samad has filled the role of what the Padres wanted him to do to perfection. And so he'll keep getting opportunity as long as he's doing so until there's a move made or a move that kind of takes him out of that spot. But right now, you rolling with what you got. I think in terms of Canning, they have plenty of time to keep throwing them out there. That's just, I know nobody wants to hear that, but that's
hang on real quick. Let me check with my friend. Scraby, do you want to hear that?
No.
That's what it is. He has, let's see, let me go back. Look how many starts he's had so far.
10.
10. He's got 10 starts.
Yes.
And he's made all of them during the big leagues, so I think it's just, you got to deal with what you got right now. And I don't think he's going to be a 2/3 of an inning pitcher every time he goes out. I just don't.
Well, he certainly can't be that. The only other thing I see could potentially be an option is German Marquez, who's starting to pitch and has thrown 4 starts down in AAA. He's up to, I believe, 60, 70 pitches I saw, which at least would get you through maybe 4 innings here. Which is probably not what they're, ready to put him out there for. But good. We don't have to worry about that this weekend, right? The Canning and the Sears spots do not come up this weekend. We go with Vasquez. We go with our new ace, Buehler, right? And then Vasquez.
Ooh,
and then
revenge game.
Yeah, a little revenge game for Buehler, hopefully. He doesn't need to pitch against the Dodgers to be geeked up. He's geeked up anyway.
He will be
but he'll be even a little bit more
geeked
he
up.
just
You got
seems
it
like
more,
a guy.
even
the
more.
Padres.
Yeah, okay.
Against the Dodgers, no
Because
doubt.
his exit wasn't it wasn't a favorable exit for him from the Dodgers.
Well, he'll. I'm sure he'll remember.
He was in Boston for a moment, and when we went there, he was telling Alex Cora, I can't. I'm looking forward to facing y'all. So I know that place he spent in Los Angeles. He's probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and you get Michael King coming off a great outing as well. So it'll be a good weekend. And look, those 3 games were important against the Braves to kind of steady the ship a little bit here, and get you back to 5 games over 500. Everybody tried to explain baseball to me. You can't do it. The Padres are now 12-6 against teams around baseball that are currently in first place. That would leave them under 500 against the rest of the teams in baseball, albeit just 1 game under 500. But the point being, they've beaten teams that when they're on the schedule, you say to yourself, "Oh, I'm concerned about that team. I'm not concerned about this team. I'm worried about that team." The team you should be worried about is the team in brown and gold. That's really the one that matters.
What's ironic about that is last year was the exact opposite. They took care of business against everybody else, and then when they played the good teams, they didn't play. They were 1 game or 2 games below 500. So I mean, you don't pay attention to that.
No.
None of that nonsense.
Well, but just for fun, I checked the bottom to see how they are against last place teams. Because I can hear people out there saying, "Yeah, but we always lose to the last place teams."
I already saw someone say, "Well, the Braves aren't good right now."
We can't. Oh, whatever. Yeah, but we can't beat the bad teams. Well, actually, the Padres are 13-6 against the last place teams. So,
come on, guys.
They've done well on the first place teams. They've done well against the last place teams.
The middling.
The middle has been a problem.
and now cross-reference that with the pitchers making their major league debut, because that's also scary for me.
We could also go with aces that the Padres have seen this season.
By the way, Tony, it didn't count that they beat the Braves because Sale didn't pitch. So,
you're right.
Actually, you look in the standings, those 3 wins are not recorded because that didn't matter. So, yeah.
All right, let's get to break. More baseball talk ahead. MLB finally trying to use their voices in this whole collective bargaining agreement. I finally saw my first MLB-sanctioned post. And they had all the information, and it was funny because by the time I pulled up here, MLBPA had already responded to that post. So we'll get into some of that, some of the new kind of salvos thrown out by the owners. Talk about it on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris.
Things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. 4th hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
these things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Scraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. Gwynn and Chris underway for a Padre off day, Thursday. Team an off day in town, which means we get Tony Gwynn Jr. with us here in the Bill House Studios. We all know how. Scraby's alongside, and I got to talk to the guys on the show before we go too much further. I can't walk in here and have soccer on both TVs. Like,
this
why?
is phenomenal,
right? We got two televisions in the studio. You devote them now both. They got to be on soccer.
What do we have to watch? Tony Kornheiser talk about the soccer
watch?
game?
Huh?
What would you want to watch?
Pretty much anything other than Ivory Coast versus Curacao. I hate to tell you,
it's riveting. And I have
This is something my wife does often. So you don't want to watch this, but you don't really have anything that you want to watch.
There's got to be.
No. Wait, there's got to be. There would be something specific, I would think, that you would want to watch at this point.
I don't know. Maybe Brian Kenny's on MLB Network or something.
Okay.
Hate to miss him. Hate to miss some of his insight.
So there's some paint drawing on Channel 32
as the day goes along. All right, well, so fine. We'll keep it on soccer. You got Ecuador 1, Germany 1. And you've got Ivory Coast. All you Ivory Coast fans out there celebrate a 1-0 lead over Curacao. Of course, tonight it is back to the USA. Taking on
USA,
a new country on the world globe, Turkey.
Yes,
I guess they've always been that. They just nobody ever called them that.
I would like to
They finally put a request into the rest of the world that you call us by our proper name instead of calling us Turkey.
I would like to retroactively appeal that Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show from about 4 years ago when he did not say turkey, he said turkey.
That's right. When we were guessing European countries, you won because nobody guessed turkey,
We did guess Hungary, though.
Yeah, we did. It's funny how some of those things hold up over years and years and years. I do know that Dave Marcus is on his way, or probably already at the game, Tony, right? Yeah, he probably slept over
for sure
up at SoFi Stadium last night. So he's excited. I know a lot of American soccer fans are excited. The game itself, although, a World Cup match doesn't really mean a lot in terms of the tournament itself, because USA has already won the group and they're already slotted into the next round. And as we found out yesterday, it is a 99% chance that they'll be playing Bosnia. I cannot remember how
Herzegovina.
Yes, Bosnia Herzegovina. We thought it was 100% until Dave Marcus butted into the show and told us it was actually only 99% chance.
Well, the funny part was you guys had mentioned that,
right?
And then I turned to him during the break and I was like, "Hey, is it really a done deal?" That He was like, no, it's not done. There's only one third place team right now. There's going to be a list of 5.
Right. So you came back on and we're like, oh, guys, hold up. Yeah.
And then I must have gotten the same message that went up on my phone, and then he changed his tune a little bit.
Yeah, 99% chance it'll be USA, Bosnia for real in the knockout stage. But tonight they'll take on Turkey, and everybody will be into that and excited, I'm sure. Marty mentioned the Padres with the sweep of the Braves.
Real quick, off topic. I might as well bring this up. Did you guys see my post last night?
I missed it.
You didn't see
I see most of your posts.
Chocolate chipless cookies?
Oh, I did not see that. How did I miss it?
Have we not had this conversation about
No, we have not.
Chocolate chip? I have a theory. Not a theory. It's an opinion.
Okay.
That as good as chocolate chip cookies are, if you remove the chocolate chip,
even better.
And so I had posted a story about a month ago.
Okay.
And one of the moms who on our soccer team, former player that played with my daughter, took me up on the offer and made me a batch and brought them to the
chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Right. Excuse me. If they don't have chocolate chips, why are you calling chocolate chip cookies?
I said chipless.
Well, it's just
chipless chocolate chip cookies.
Well, let me ask you this:
chocolate chipless cookies.
If they don't have chocolate chips in them, that's true.
Do they have flakes of chocolate?
No, but how would you describe them to somebody?
Right.
What would you call them?
It's the same. So you know how when you bite into a chocolate chip cookie, there are elements of the cookie that don't have it, and so you are
you
eating
don't always
that part,
get a chocolate chip.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Chocolate chipless.
How would I explain this? I would just say, here's a boring cookie.
No. It's not about the boringness. It's about the flavor.
Let me tell you something. Tony's 100% right, and I already know he's right, and I don't even have to try a chocolate chipless cookie. And you know how I know he's right? Because I and just about everybody else listening out there loves chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, and there are no chocolate chips in that stuff that they put into chocolate chip. Maybe tiny ones.
There's some. There's not as many, for sure.
Very few. So most of the bites you get in a chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream are chipless.
Great point.
So I already know I like this.
And so she brought a pair of about 11.
I just
one
checked
less than
was this Instagram?
It was Instagram.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Posted last night after the game. I was going back and forth. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to post it. And I was like, these cookies are so good. I don't want to keep this idea to myself.
The only thing I see is a guy from Tribute Pizza.
That's stories, right?
Yeah, but the last
maybe it
thing
was
you
on my
posted
story. Maybe it was on my story.
Was this one?
Check my story. I don't know.
I did. It's just the Tribute guy.
Well, as much as I'm excited to hear about your post, I'd be a lot more excited to hear about your post if you brought us some samples today so that we could double check, whether or not you're right.
I promise you these things are good. I only had one left. So I wasn't going to bring it in here.
Bringing it in.
I'm not even sure that by the time I get home,
yes, good chance
that cookie is going to be there.
Do you get confused sometimes when you bite into it and you're expecting a chocolate chip and it's not there?
No, because what happens with me is you get overload of chocolate chips. Like you start eating them and you're like biting around them. That's what I do at least sometimes. So now, no, I just whole cookie, no chocolate chips.
I've never heard of this in my life.
It was, you guys need to try.
I'll tell you one
real.
thing, the people at Nestle's are not going to be happy to hear about this.
They're not.
Because they stay in business based on people buying those bags of chocolate chips to put in the cookies.
You're right.
So I think it's a good idea, Tony. Like I said, I like the chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. See no reason why I wouldn't like this.
I found his post. It's in the Reels section. So you have to click the Reels one.
There it is.
Yeah, and it's there.
I know you want to. We'll get into this conversation about baseball and the Players Association chiming in now, trying to get something going. But we're closer to the bottom of the hour. So I wanted to throw this out. This was in my mind, the line of the night last night, delivered by, of all people, the usually hated Tony Vitello last night. Did you hear this one?
I did not.
All right. Tony Vitello, who's been embroiled in controversy basically since the day he was hired by the Giants. And I really believe that without actually him doing anything, it seems to me the whole Rafael Devers incident that took place Sunday has finally put some people on Tony Vitello's side to a certain extent, where they almost feel like, the team hasn't stuck up for him. Management hasn't stuck up for him necessarily. Players don't seem to respect this guy. Well, the whole thing, and Vitello did, I think, the only thing he could have done was to defend Devers, even though he had to know, like the rest of us, that his behavior was not really warranted. Anyway, last night, the Giants were down 1-0 in the bottom of the ninth inning to the A's, and Devers was coming up. And Devers hit a home run, tied the game. And then the next guy hit a home run, and the Giants won the game 2-1. In the postgame press conference, Tony Vitello walked in, sat down, and said, I just want everybody to know, just so there's no confusion, but when Devers went up to hit, before he went up to hit, I told him if he got on base, we were going to pinch run for him. And everybody bought it. Hook, line, and sink. Oh, what did he say? How did it go? And he's like, got you guys. Got you guys. And he goes, I did hear a couple of courtesy laughs. So you know what? I give him credit, man. You got to make a little fun out of a, chicken salad out of the old thing. So, he's doing his best with it. I thought it was a good line, and all's forgiven for the moment, at least for the Giants.
I don't think it's fair for people to assume that the Giants haven't had his back. I think, in that job in particular as a manager, you kind of have to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think to me, Tony has shown the ability to try to make fun of some of the previous situations. He just missed on the joke, I think. And so it comes off a little different. This one, he nailed. It was a good opportunity to go right back to something that had just happened. It was already ending in a positive way. And so, I don't think he has been unwilling or hasn't tried to do this in some of the other times. I just think it hasn't landed the same way it landed last night. So kudos to Tony.
I hope it's turning for him a little bit. I feel like in my mind it's turning for him. I felt like I was anti-Tony Vitello the whole way. And now I'm not as anti-Tony Vitello.
I will say
anymore.
The same. I've had a little bit of more respect for him in this situation.
I don't know if I was anti. I just wasn't sure it was going to work. But I'm still not sure.
Yes, it's still up for debate.
I was hoping for the downfall this entire time. So this is
Gravy, why would you hope for another man's downfall, man? I don't understand.
Because misery loves company.
My mom used to say that to me all the time.
Enough said.
If he figures if he's got to be as miserable as he is, Tony Vitello has to be as well.
Misery loves company.
That is very well said. By the way, the Big Five yesterday, I will admit now, because I'm a big man, that I completely lost the Giannis battle. In the Big Five.
There was a Giannis battle?
Yeah, remember when I was trying to argue that they were going wherever they wanted to go?
That's right. I don't think that was really much of a battle.
I got a few messages saying, dude, you made yourself look really stupid. And I said, don't disagree.
You made the point for Chris and I while arguing against Chris and I.
But the best part was that you pointed it out and he didn't see it.
Oh, I saw it. I just decided to plow through it because I was already there. I was already there, so I had to plow through it. But I will admit, that was not the smartest moment.
Well,
it happens to us all.
There was a big trade in the NBA today, by the way.
Yes,
if you missed it, LaMelo Ball on his way to Minnesota to play with Ant-Man. And really all the T-Wolves gave up was a bunch of draft choices. I don't know if this works, but I think it could.
They gave up the big stretch.
Oh, Nasri. He's not even a starter, but he's an important player for Minnesota.
He'll be good for Charlotte, especially with, was it Knuffle?
Oh, Cade Kneppel. Yes. And the other guard in Charlotte now will be Kobe White, the guy they got from the Bulls who re-signed today with the Hornets. We'll wrap up the NBA draft. We'll get Tony's take on the Laker draft picks. Oh, they didn't have any or didn't take any. The only one they took, they traded. So,
no. They took one? Mm-mm.
No, they got the guy from Spain, and he immediately was shipped off somewhere.
They got New York's pick, first-round pick, out of Houston or out of Baylor.
Oh, well, all right.
We could go online and check.
Well, I will. If I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong, because if you look at the drafting selections, every player in the second round was picked after 12 trades between 6 teams.
They don't do a good job of
to try and figure it out.
Who's traded their picks? So I get why you might have said that.
Might have overlooked it. All right, we'll get to that. And we got Sports Court. We got Keith Costigan a little bit later to talk about tonight's big USA soccer match. Sit back, relax until 5 o'clock. Gwynn and Chris.
We are here. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Sello, Matt Scraby. Oh, my gosh. Ecuador just took a 2-1 lead on Germany.
Wow.
Upset brewing in the 77th minute.
Thank God we got both TVs tuned in.
Meanwhile, in the same group, the team behind Germany, Ivory Coast, is ahead 2-0 on Curacao. So some drama happening here on World Cup Day. I don't know what day.
Hold on a second while I move up to the edge of my seat.
Wait, can you help me get him off his pretentious couch over
I don't
here?
know. He's been on it for a little bit.
Like,
so,
he keeps saying how great the World Cup is, and he goes, well,
I hate watching
boring.
it.
I hate watching it. Why would anybody watch this sport?
This is what you call straddling the fence in a major, major way. All right, listen, I would love to keep talking World Cup, but these wigs are itchy, and so we need to get to Sports Court right now.
All right. I do love a good international competition.
Yeah, man, especially when some of these teams they ain't supposed to be winning are winning.
Yeah, that is true. All right, Sports Court. We haven't done it in a little bit, so we're actually going to deal with real life Sports Court issues today.
I don't know about that one. I don't like that.
Well, if you like someone punching Caitlin Clark in the throat, then you would like this next Sports Court.
Don't like that.
Okay. So Alyssa Thompson of the Phoenix Mercury has been suspended one game for I guess Caitlin Clark went to the floor. They were kind of fighting over the ball.
She roughed her up.
And then when
she
was getting up, she pushed down on her throat with her fist. That was a little aggressive.
No, it was.
She also almost stepped on her and kind of over her, but made it
flexed on her a little bit.
She did a lot.
The coach of the Fever was like at a loss for words. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Because there was no foul called. So it's Tony's
can
day.
Can I defend the officials for a second?
Sure.
I can't. All three.
I was about to say,
hang on a second.
To hear this one.
All three of them said they didn't see it. How did you not see it? There was a huge commotion around the ball. Everyone's on the floor.
Usually that's what you're looking for when that kind of thing.
What were you looking at? Yeah. Like all three of them said, well, we just didn't see it. We couldn't call it. How did you all miss that?
Anyway. I guess my question here is the WNBA doing enough to protect Caitlin Clark?
Well, I don't think is that a sports court, or it sounds like a Big Five question.
Sounds like a Big Five question. Sounds like a Big Five question, actually.
Yeah,
good call. You know what? I got to rethink this whole thing. Should Alyssa Thomas be suspended, Tony?
Yes. Yeah. Should we string her
She
up?
absolutely should be. I don't think she should be strung
stop
up.
saying stuff like that.
I think
taken out into the city. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
I'm going to stop falling behind.
I think, she should have been suspended. She went out to, I think she tried to rough her up. She was on the ground. She saw a chance to maybe get a little extra, oomph in on her throat while she was down there, and she got caught. Not by the referees, unfortunately, by the league.
Unbelievable.
Because we have instant replay.
No wonder Caitlin Clark gets beat up every night, because they know the refs are going to miss it anyway.
To your original question, are they doing enough to protect Caitlin? I don't think they're doing enough to protect any of their players.
Yeah, that's a better answer, because everyone's protecting Caitlin Clark. This kind of stuff is going on all over the league, time, and nobody sees it. Apparently,
we only see it actually because of Caitlin Clark and the exposure she brings. But if you watch one of those games, and I went to one last year, these refs they let far too much go. And listen, maybe this is a part of the evolution of the league, right? You start getting, we've seen it in MLB, right? Umpires have over time gotten better. You hope that that's the case. Same with the NBA. They are a little more sophisticated in how they go about it. Remember, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, a lot of brawls, a lot of hard contact. They made an adjustment. I don't know that the league, and I'm talking about the W, has the level of officiating that is needed at that level yet.
They honestly, as an aside, the WNBA would do better to hire us in the San Diego County Refs Association to go in and do those games over the people they bring in. The officials they use are the same ones that do our San Diego State women's games. and they can't even follow those games. So they're putting them in the WNBA. The WNBA just needs to find a better level of official, and they need to find it fast. That would be the ruling that would come from my court on this one.
I think they need to, I don't know, start recruiting, start making officiating a thing. That there are camps for MLB officials who want to do that.
There has to be a whole level of NBA refs who didn't quite make it to the NBA. They're just below it.
For sure.
They ought to go find money and get them and bring them in and at least have that level good of a ref.
Because you do need to be protecting the likes of a Caitlin Clark for sure. And your better players in the league in general, because that's what's going to sell
Kelsey
the product.
Plum's been getting this. Angel Reese is involved every night. But you're right, Tony. It's all over the league, and then they're palms up. We all missed it. It's just not a good enough excuse.
What was the last one you said? I saw Angel Reese get her neck chopped off on one play, basically, and there was no foul.
I don't think anybody saw it.
She was in tears. She was so upset about it.
And that's Angel Reese, so that tells you.
All right.
Do I have a ruling? That was my ruling.
That's fine.
The league needs to do better.
Yeah, yes. All right. So Dodgers catcher Dalton Rushing and Shohei Ohtani got into it a little bit yesterday in the second inning. There were some, I guess miscommunicated pitches where Dalton Rushing thought it was a curveball coming, but Shohei threw a fastball. Stuff like that, to the point where Shohei Ohtani actually started shaking his head in disbelief after Rushing would not challenge a pitch that Shohei wanted to challenge. So when they got back to the dugout, Freddie Freeman, Dave Roberts sat and talked with him. And here is what Rushing had to say about the incident after the game.
Dalton, I know it was a frustrating second inning. When you look at how just you as well as Shohei were able to reset and get back on track, how would you just describe handling that for yourself personally?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. I didn't do a great job. Start to finish. It was pretty embarrassing. Thankfully he's as good as he is, and he could take control of a game. It's pretty embarrassing.
You have so much support, though. I mean, to have the conversations, whether I saw Freddie come up to you, Dave Roberts.
We kind of get what he's going to go on and say. It's embarrassing that I need support like that, which isn't necessarily the best
man,
message.
dog. Yeah. That's what he's going to say.
Yeah, I should have said it like that. I need help. I'm a man. I'm 40. Chris, you're up first.
40,
he's not 40. He's obviously very
young.
Yes. Chris, does there need to be any form of punishment for Dalton Rushing here?
Not yet, but he better stop showing up in my courtroom.
Better stop showing up.
It's just about every week that he does something that is bordering on embarrassing. Dave Roberts is continuing to support him, and I believe in Dave Roberts in the sense that, this is a kid that is just learning. I don't know why a lot of this stuff he didn't know already, but it's pretty clear that he didn't. The way he's behaved, it all started with the tag out at home plate and, screaming as he went off the field. And there's been 2 or 3 other incidents. So it's become a little bit of a pattern. But, I think the Dodgers need to stick with him, stick behind him here because he's got some talent. And I do think when you look, there's a lot of guys that wouldn't have done the interview after the game, right? After that, like you're embarrassed out in the middle of the field, guys shaking you off and you're arguing. Everybody knows there's a problem and you stand up and answer questions. Tells me that I think he wants to do better. So it's, I'm going to give him the benefit, even though he's on the Dodgers. I'll boo him this weekend, though.
Oh, let me just say this. Yeah. Please, everybody in the ballpark.
He didn't even get an at-bat.
Well, he's going to get him now because Will Smith's hurt. So
That's true. Everybody, please boo Dalton Rushing every time he comes up to the plate. I just want to hear the boos cascade down.
I really don't think he's going to care.
It might fuel him, actually.
I really don't think he's going to care.
Tony, does there need to be any punishment here for Dalton Rushing?
No. This is a young man learning on the fly. I find interesting. A lot has happened. Ohtani's giving up runs. They're bickering about it. He crosses him up. No one made the assumption that Ohtani did it on purpose, though, right? Like he just crossed him up, and the breaking ball got away from him.
Is it possible that Ohtani made the mistake?
I don't think so. But, I don't think so.
He said Dalton wanted a breaking pitch, and then there was a fastball, and so I thought I said yes to the fastball. He thought I said yes to the breaking pitch, and that's where the miscommunication went.
Right.
By the way,
Isn't
rushing
that kind of
went-
what Fromber did last year.
A little bit, a little bit.
Just saying.
no, we're not giving Fromber
Just
the
saying that.
break. Sorry, Tony. Good. You've been trying to protect Fromber for a
No,
while.
I know you got your read
Crazy
on him already.
Fromber.
It's
Yeah.
all good, even though you never met the dude at all. But it makes perfect sense though.
Can I just say it's really funny when Chris has to like part his hair, his wig hair?
I hate this.
Real quick, I think ultimately though, this is good for Dalton. He's gonna learn, and he should be happy he had Ohtani out there because, Ohtani is such a don't want drama issue. I think this could have maybe escalated. Kersh used to get upset at times when the communication wasn't right, which is why he loved to pitch to AJ Ellis for so long. He knew
he didn't
have to worry about it. And that's the one thing I'll say about starters. They don't want to necessarily have to call their own pitches. They like to just go off of their catcher. And so as a young catcher, this is something that happens often. I think Dalton has made headlines prior to this, so it's a little bit more blown up than it normally would.
When I saw the headline this morning, I was like, yes,
Well,
yes.
Look,
Sports Talk Gold.
I will say Dalton Rushing went to Louisville, which is the same place Will Smith went.
Louisville.
Oh, wow.
So whatever they taught Will Smith how
They knew he
to
was gonna do
behave,
that.
they forgot to teach Dalton Rushing.
By the way, he shouldn't feel like he should want as much help as possible while he's
Don't be embarrassed about asking for
Come
help.
on,
That's
man,
actually
like-
the best thing that you could do for yourself.
in that locker room.
Yeah.
What do you
got Hall of Famers everywhere.
Why wouldn't you ask for help? He made it seem like I'm a man. I can't do that.
I'm a murderer.
Nah,
All
get your
right.
help, bro.
Yeah. The next one
Woo,
we're
this
going to
wig
talk
is hot.
about. I know. You guys can take him off if you want.
No, that's not true to the segment.
You guys hear what Terry and Arnold? What happened to him? Lions cornerback.
Stupidity.
So he was arrested in Florida.
Stupidity may cost him like the rest
His
of his
life.
life in jail. That's a
well,
little scary.
first I should say that he says this is a big misunderstanding.
Right.
But he
So
is
yes,
23
he's
years
innocent
old.
until proven guilty.
He
but
is, and we have to think that way
But
because
he
of
is,
stories
he-
lately.
Let's be honest, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because he was arrested in Florida on Wednesday. He's expected to be charged with felonies, including 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery stemming from an incident that occurred in February. He and some friends were staying at an Airbnb in Largo, Florida, and during their stay, they left the house. A burglary occurred. Multiple items were stolen, including $100,000 in cash. Why do you have $100,000 in cash in your house?
Keep going.
$80,000 necklace, $250,000 in property losses. So he's been arrested for this. They're saying he could face life in prison.
Okay,
if
wait, you didn't
convicted
tell
of
the
these.
right story. The
No,
way
you
I'm not
gotta tell-
knocking you,
you-
but the way you just said it made it sound like he's the guy charged with the robbery. What he's charged with was getting back at the guys he
Retaliating
thought
for-
robbed
Okay,
him.
Right.
that is true. I should have said retaliation.
Okay, so and reading a little further, Scraby, apparently he wasn't even there.
He wasn't.
no, he was on FaceTime getting updates
He
on
was
his way
Zoomed
there.
or FaceTime watching the people
Beat him up.
they say he hired and came together who tied up these kids, beat them up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Come to find out the kids did not steal the money, so they had the wrong people anyway.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's,
that part.
That's the rub right there.
You got to know it's the right guys.
like I don't know that the consequences are as serious. It would have still been you still have been in trouble. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't know that they're as serious.
no,
If it was the actual individuals that took it, but as Chris just pointed out, it wasn't. And so, this is go ahead, finish your thing. Go
well,
ahead.
Chris is right. That was an important part of the
It's
story. That he was.
it is the story.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the Lions said they're aware of this. Now, the prosecutors in Detroit, or where he was arrested, want him to stay in lockup until his court
They
date,
want no
which I
bail
believe
at
is
all.
June 29th.
Yeah, they want no bail set at all.
So
And they're going to argue for that.
the Lions have said they're looking into it, but no further comments. I think Chris is up first.
Doesn't matter.
It really
It
does.
doesn't
Probably gonna be
matter.
the same answer.
Should the Lions take action now?
Now, I don't think so. For a couple of reasons. They don't have to stand up and applaud and say what a great guy is and get behind him 100%. because I think that could end up making them look a little bad if it turns out that, he was really responsible for this horrible crime, which does carry with it potentially a life in prison sentence. But, if they find out that he had nothing to do, because what he's saying right now is the guys who did this have been arrested and are making stuff up about him to make themselves, more lenient on what they were doing.
Yes.
So right now, the evidence against him, apparently, from what we know, is coming from people who
actually did it.
Oh, it's testimony.
Yeah.
It's all testimony. I'm reading the lawyer's statement.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that testimony is coming from people that have every reason to put more blame on him and less blame on themselves.
Absolutely.
So he's saying, and his lawyers are saying, hey, he didn't have, anything to do with this, and they're putting it on him. So let's wait. The Lions don't have to worry, because if he did this, he's not going to. The Lions aren't going to have to worry about whether he plays or is part of this team, because he's not going to be available anyway.
Here's the deal: and he knows the guys that are now accusing him of doing it.
Right.
And I'm just saying he lost a lot of money in that thing and
a robbery.
In that robbery. And so for me, it's hard to believe that. It's not hard to believe, but I could see a scenario in which he was furious about something. And the question is, how far did he go?
Yeah.
To say he had absolutely nothing at all to do with it, I think it's a little far-fetched. But it doesn't then mean that he then said, hey, I'll pay you guys or whatever it is to go do that.
Yeah.
But he was the brains behind this, and he was actually just directing. But if he was on the Zoom, on the FaceTime, directing them what to do,
they should be able to.
Yeah, you could.
FaceTime should be able to find that.
Right? I don't know that it's that you can't hide. Probably recorded somewhere.
I'm saying you can't hide FaceTime.
You can't hide
now,
FaceTime.
Listen, Apple is pretty strong about not allowing law enforcement to get into their back files. So who knows? We'll see.
Come on, Apple.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Kraby said that he just cannot believe what's going on in the soccer right now because it looks like the entire country of Ecuador is crying. They beat Germany.
How did I get painted like the jerk?
Because
here?
you're just an uncaring,
that's
human
not the
being,
reaction
obviously.
I had. I said this means everything to them.
He said I wouldn't cry,
You
but
said,
Yes, that's what I
He
said.
said, I don't think I would cry. And I was like, well, do you remember me after the Aztecs
Beat
got to the
Alabama.
Sweet 16?
Oh, wait, I have audio.
I think they'd be crying. I mean, beating Germany, I guess, is a pretty big deal. All three teams advanced: Germany, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. So in the end, it's not a loss that hurts Germany, but you should see the reaction of these people from Ecuador. It's actually great to watch.
good for them, man.
It's great to watch. They just won it 2-1 in the World Cup. United States plays Turkey tonight, or Turkey. I don't know.
Do we know
which
what
way.
it is?
It's
Yeah.
Turkey.
Turkey. Thank you.
Yes.
Dave Marcus.
When did that happen?
Like a couple years
It
ago.
hasn't
I think.
been not that long ago.
Yeah.
You know what? When I
Because
first,
it was. I'm not tripping. It
No,
was Turkey.
It was Turkey.
it was Turkey. You were not tripping.
I've been looking at this for like the past week or two, and I'm like,
Right.
maybe I've been just messing it up.
Well,
all these
I
years.
think
I'm prone to mess up a name. So
You have been known. The first reference I saw to the name Turkey was when they announced who the United States was playing in the World Cup. Because I was like, well, who's that?
I guess
I was so like oblivious that I saw the spelling. I was like, what is? Maybe they're just going by
Right.
like the official spelling.
I think
Nope.
that is. Well,
It is definitely is.
They're going
It's
with
the word too.
yeah,
but
yeah. I know that the government petitioned to have their name changed, like in these sorts of things. And honestly, that's probably the best way to get to us that their name now is Turkey. Is when you
put it in
change
sports.
it in the World Cup and
In
everybody
America,
sees
that's
it.
how you're gonna get it to us.
Like I guess the Czech Republic is now Czechia,
Czechia, yeah. for
and
sure.
so they're officially that
Ah.
instead of the Czech Republic, the Czechia.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to clear any of it with us. So,
no, they don't.
we're just going to go ahead and go with it. I hope we can get Dave Marcus on the show tomorrow, though. I know he'll
He
be
said
with
he was
you
going to come on.
at the ballpark, but
Yeah,
we got to
we
get a
definitely gotta
report
get
from
him
his night at the soccer. Dodgers Padres tomorrow. Both teams are idle today, and but there's some other stuff going on in the World Cup. We talked about USA. Let's do some daily gambit. See what's on the ledger this evening.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I told Chris this yesterday, but we have a new entrant possibly into the prediction market. Meta wants to be a prediction market now.
Talk to me about. I mean, not talk to me. I kind of know what the prediction market. It's not officially gambling, correct?
Correct. It's trading. It's
trading.
like stock
How is it
exchange
not
trading
gambling, though?
because you're
You
not
have to
like
buy
yes
the stock, so when it goes down, you lose. No?
You do, but you can sell it so you don't lose as much. It's just like
So
a stock market.
It's like a stock.
Yes, it's just like a stock.
Chris, do you consider stock market gambling?
Yeah.
I think that's what he was getting.
Yeah,
at.
my wife gambles all the time in the stock market.
Oh.
She thinks it's a lot of fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have a few shares of this, that, and the other, and she loves to look at, hey, we made $12. I talked to a couple of people I golf with who have a lot of Qualcomm stock. Theirs can go up and down by like
fluctuate.
tens of thousands of dollars in a week.
Yep.
So, yeah, tell them it's not gambling.
Yeah,
they don't feel too happy about it when it's down.
Oh, it's definitely gambling in that regard,
Okay.
but it's more of
From a law standpoint, it's not considered
It's
gambling.
considered trading.
Trading.
So Meta is trying to come out with that. And
course they
someone
are.
on the chat, Kayla says, well, Meta failed miserably with the metaverse. And that's what I always
What
think
happened
of.
to the metaverse?
They got rid of it.
Is anybody
They
living
spent
in it?
billions of dollars and then got rid of it.
They
I told
thought-
Chris yesterday, I fully believe that Zuckerberg stole Facebook's idea because he has not come up with any good
Anything?
ideas
That's
since.
a great point.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying that I just remember when they were launching the meta world, and they thought humans were going to actually.
Yes,
I know there were some that were looking forward to it, but it wasn't enough. Clearly,
they're still in the metaverse waiting for everybody to show up. All right, so last night the Braves were -1.5 on the run line against the Padres. Chris went Padres, I went Braves. Padres win 5-2, so he wins that one.
Did you notice how he tried to sneak that through?
He did.
I went Braves. Chris went Padres.
Over under 8.5 runs.
He went really fast.
Snuck right through that, baby.
I remember saying yesterday, the Braves are Braves aren't gonna get swept. Well, they did. Yeah, over under 8.5 runs total in the game. Both Chris and I went over. It was only 7, so we lost that one. Milwaukee -1.5 against the Reds. Both of us went Brewers. Milwaukee won 6-5, so we lose that one. Shohei Ohtani over under 7.5 Ks. Chris went under. I went over. He had 8, so it's 1 that I win.
Yeah.
Who had more Ks last night, JP Sears or Martin Perez? We both said Sears. Sears had 5. Martin Perez had 4. So we win that one.
Yeah, Perez did not have his command. Part of it, though, the Padres made him work.
They did.
So, give them credit, too. He was behind in the count all day, and that hurt his cause.
Indiana Fever -8.5 against the Phoenix Mercury. We both went Fever, and the game ended up without Caitlin Clark. She left early due to a back injury, by the way. It wasn't the throat thing.
Well,
but the who won this game? Oh, the Fever won 111-109. So we lose the bet, Chris.
Mercury won.
Okay.
But either way, we lose the bet.
We lose the bet. Brazil -1.5 last night. We both chose Brazil. They won 3-0, so we win. Mexico -0.5 goal at Czechia, and you went with Czechia. I went with Mexico. Mexico won 3-0.
Yes, so I apologize to our great Mexican fans. I put Czechia because they had to win. Mexico had already clinched, but Mexico played like they had to win. Yes. So good for Mexico. They finished 3-0 in the group stage.
Nice job.
We're talking a lot about the USA and the excitement. I'm pretty sure there's probably some excitement just 20 miles south of here.
Last night at the Padres game, when the team actually finally officially won, there was a huge cheer that went up in the stadium.
I bet.
Oh, you know what? I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Chris Traby was asking me during the break if I saw it, but yeah.
All right, let's see what we got tonight. Let's start with USA and Turkey. 2.5 goals over under total.
2.5
for the game. They're not favored.
Okay.
We're not doing the spread here. We're doing over under total goals scored in the match. Start with you, Tony. You get to hang around with Dave, Marcus.
I'm gonna go over.
You should have some insight into this.
No insight, but over.
No insight, but over. I might as well just say all the soccer fans must hate me already. I'll say under. Are you kidding? 3 goals? That would be like.
The U.S. is what did they win their last game by 2-0?
2-0, and they won their first 4-1.
4-1.
I'm going to go under because no soccer match ever has more than 2 goals.
I'm going to go over.
All right, you got it. All right, let's go to baseball. Yankees and Red Sox play this weekend. I'm not sure if this is actually true, but it seems to me that whenever the Padres and Dodgers play, the Yankees are playing the Red Sox. It could be wrong, but it seems right.
It happens a lot, yeah.
And so, even though we're going to be focused on Padres, Dodgers, and who cares about Yankees, Red Sox anymore, still a big deal. Yankees favored by 1.5 tonight in Boston. All start, and Schlittler is pitching, and this guy has been unhittable. I'll take the Yankees. Tony.
Yankees.
Scrappy.
Yeah, Yankees.
Clean sweep for the Yankees. Cubs and Mets, 8.5 total runs tonight. A couple of things to discuss on the Cubs here. Well, first on the Mets. A 6-error game last night is not too good to look at.
No.
And,
even Jeff Passan got in on making fun of them. He said, costly error cost the Mets. He said this whole season's been an error.
Costly error.
Jeff
The
Passan.
season's been, 6-error games are going to catch the attention of some of those New York fans who are already angry. So good luck to the Mets. On the other side, Tony, Dansby Swanson. First of the 48 games prior to this series, 48 games, he had 3 home runs and 14 RBIs in those 48 games.
Wow.
The last 2 days, He's had 3 home runs and 15 RBIs.
What?
Yeah. He had a 7 RBI game yesterday and a 4 RBI game in the doubleheader.
That is a baseball
He had
in a
11
nutshell right there.
He had 11. The all-time record is held by a Padre for most RBIs in a doubleheader. It was the old Nate Colbert way back when. He had 13 RBIs in a doubleheader one day.
Wow.
But Swanson had 11 yesterday. All right, after all that, 8.5 runs, Scraby. Cubs, Mets.
Cubs also made a trade yesterday.
Yes, from the Mets.
Yeah.
David Peterson.
I'm going to go over.
All right, Tony. 8.5 runs. I don't know who's pitching and not really in the mood to look at it.
He says.
Under. I don't know. Dansby Swanson may drive in 8.5 runs again on his own. I'll say over. Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies, pitching at Washington. Mackenzie Gore for the Rangers, pitching at Toronto. Sanchez minus 2 strikeouts against Gore's total in strikeouts. Tony. Sanchez has finally come back to semi-normal after that insane streak he had.
Give it to me again. I'm sorry.
Sanchez minus 2 in strikeouts against Gore. So Gore gets 2 added to his total.
Give me Gore.
Mackenzie Gore. Did you see or talk or – oh, you weren't in Texas, so you wouldn't have seen or talked to Mackenzie Gore.
No, I didn't get a chance to see him.
I didn't even hear his name mentioned like all weekend. I forgot he was there. I'll take Sanchez because he's just really good. Scrape?
Yeah, I'll go
Sanchez. All right, Cam Schlittler, I mentioned him. He's the AL Cy Young favorite right now, and he's 6 innings over-under against the Red Sox tonight.
So, what, 18 outs?
18 outs would put him over.
Okay.
He's got to finish 6 innings. That seems like an easy one. I'll say over. Tony?
Over.
Over. Scrape?
Contrarian under.
Las Vegas Aces minus 5.5 at home against the Dallas Wings. Vegas has the second best record in the league. Dallas is, I think, in 4th place, doing better with a young team. Scraby, 5.5 points for the Aces.
I'm going to go with the Aces.
Going to go with the Aces. All right. Tony?
Aces.
All right. I'll take my girl Paige Beckers, the Wings on the road. Asia Wilson for Las Vegas minus 7 points versus Paige Beckers. I just said I'll take Beckers, but that's tough because Asia Wilson always scores 27, 8 points. Scraby?
I'll go Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson deserves a little more credit than
does.
we don't put enough respect on her name. She's been the MVP 2 years in a row now, 3 out of 4 years, something like that.
She suffers the same fate that all bigs do. We are infatuated with guards, even in the women's side of things. Like Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, guards are what we enjoy.
Kelsey Plum.
Yeah,
Asia Wilson's the best player in the league by
I don't think it's close.
By a margin.
I don't think it's close.
Yeah. Which one? So you're going to go with her, Tony?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't get.
And
that
then
part
one
out.
more I put in there. Remember old Flau'jae Johnson at all? She's
Yes,
a
from
rapper, and she also
Flau'jae
beat the
Johnson.
snot out of the Aztecs.
Yes.
She beat the Aztecs pretty bad in that playoff a couple years ago, but she's also a rap star.
Oh.
She's now with the Seattle Storm, and 11.5 points is her total tonight against the Liberty. And I'll support her and go over. She's doing pretty well in her rookie season.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
I'll go over.
Why not? Tony?
Over.
Yeah. Would you, if you were a budding rap star and an NBA or WNBA, whatever, I guess you could just do both without any issue?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to choose? Yeah.
No,
She can just record in the
AI
room.
attempted to do both. It was short-lived.
Kobe also tried to do.
tried to do both.
Kobe did it?
Yeah.
Shaq's
was the best one to
Shaq
do it.
might have been the guy.
He
He
is the
did
guy.
a little of that.
When he did Kazam, that was my favorite.
Dame Lillard also
Yes, that's
doing
true.
both.
That's true.
It can
I'm
be
trying
done.
to think there's a couple more people.
Not a lot
out
of good
there.
ones, but certainly those two, Shaq and Dame, are.
All right. So if you're
Top
not a
10.
rapper, let's just say you're an everyday pop singer.
Yeah.
Could you play sports?
Absolutely.
Who's ever tried to do that, though?
That's a good question.
Garth Brooks.
He was lacking on the other side of things a little bit.
He wasn't good enough on the athletic side.
Yeah, no, I think I don't know. I don't think I can't think of one.
Because I mean, I've read the
that has done pop or
I've read the
country.
bio on Barry Manilow, and he gave up a possible shortstop career with the St. Louis Browns. No, he didn't.
I was about to say, so he says.
He said he says.
It's really easy to claim that later.
I had a shot to get to the big leagues.
Yes, without
No
being,
one's actually checking.
without being political, I believe Donald Trump said he was an all-time shortstop or something growing up as well. So, believe what you will.
I can't imagine him taking a grounder. I can't.
I'm not going to say one way or the other. I'm just saying he claimed to be a hell of an athlete. So who knows? All right, we'll take a
Now
quick...
I need to see him take a grounder.
Hell, you have to find it somewhere.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. More Gwynn and Chris is ahead here as we roll toward 5 o'clock. And hey, don't go anywhere. At the bottom of the hour, we're talking soccer with Keith Costigan ahead of tonight's U.S. match.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on. And he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth, but if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth, but if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese.
Clock, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. We had teased it earlier. We'll get to it here for this short segment. MLB and MLBPA exchanging ideas. I think last time we updated you, owners had responded with a full cap
offer,
a cap offer with a ceiling and a floor. I can't remember what the exact numbers were. Both.
I think the floor was like 150.
Yes, the floor was 150.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the ceiling.
I feel
was.
like it was 240 somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And so I had made the point last week that MLB hadn't really started like tapping into the social media side of things. Everywhere you look, you saw the argument from the other side. Well, today, about 5 hours ago, MLB finally got into the social media world. And
are we talking which side of MLB, the players or the
MLB is the MLB. MLBPA is the Players Association.
Got it. So this is the baseball
this
side.
is the base. This is the league side.
Okay.
And there's nothing. They've added some more tidbits, but the thing that I'm pointing out is they finally have got it into the social media realm, because MLB, up until this point, was really just like promoting the game, players, maybe some stats, a video here or there. But this is the first time they actually are getting into the business side in one of their posts.
Okay.
And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 page post that you scroll over. So they give you all of the details.
Shrink it, MLB. We don't have that attention
And
span.
Scraby brought up a good point that typically owners or leagues don't have to delve in too much. And that's the comments coming from whatever post that you put out there.
Most criticism, you
right?
mean?
Because most of it is just when you put up a post of a guy hitting a homer, it's talking about the individual player. This is about the league. And, I think a lot of times we assume fans aren't in the know, but you going through some of these comments, they certainly are paying very close attention to everything that's going on. So I'll start with some of the things that they posted. It says, we met with MLBPA today to outline the reserve system elements of our cap and floor proposal. It says we have, and then it goes ... and it lists like 3 bullets of what they have. And it says accepted the MLB's free agent proposal, which allows players who are 30 years old to qualify for free agency within 5 years of service.
So aren't we great? We took that one.
Basically.
Here's the second one. Proposed a historic increase to the minimum salary, $1 million minimum for all players with at least 2 years of service, and for 0 and 1 year players who accrue a full year of service.
So they're going to go $1 million minimum. Is there mention there that how much the TV revenues have gone up?
Not yet.
Oh,
I haven't got to that point.
Okay.
We're getting to that. No, I don't know if we'll get to it.
No, I don't think they're going to say that. They're just going to say how much they're giving.
Propose the elimination of deferred compensation. This is something that taps into a little fan heart here. No contract will be permitted to include deferrals. We also ... 2 bullet points.
Okay.
Accepted the MLBPA's proposal to eliminate qualifying offer system. Remember, the qualifying offer has to go out to a player. He doesn't accept it. Team gets, depending on where you're at in standings, you get said pick.
Okay.
We also proposed the creation of a cornerstone player. Advantage for teams to retain their own star players through a maximum contract length and salary, similar to the NBA's bird rights. Players can re-sign with their existing team for the additional year and more money.
Okay.
Took that straight from the NBA.
Yeah.
Man, Michael Jordan used to take advantage of that one.
He did.
Because the Bulls were the only team that could pay him
Right.
what they paid him, so it was a no-brainer that he would stay there.
In the status quo, and then it goes in to kind of give some graphs and things that you kind of need to see, so I won't bore you guys with that. And so it didn't take long before the MLBPA, who actually probably has staff on that are waiting for this type of deal, to respond. And so I just thought it was interesting. We don't have as much time to get into the MLBPA stuff right now, but I just thought it was interesting that today was the first day we saw Major League Baseball get out there and kind of, I don't know if this was testing the waters, but they finally are getting their message out there a little bit more, a little differently than they have in the past.
Would you like it if I cut through all of the menagerie of crap they've spewed there and try to break it down to simpler terms for everybody?
Go for it.
All right, here's my shot at that. MLB, I think, is going to realize that they may not have the full support of all the fans as they normally do, right? We've talked about this already. The fans the go-to is to say the players make too much money. They should be happy with what they get. And, I'm on the owner's side. This time, I think the fans are more informed, and they certainly are if they've listened to our show. We're trying to inform them that the owners do have the money to do the right thing here, and the owners do need to take some of the blame. So I think the owners realize that. So they're just trying to get out there now and say, hey, look at us. We're being the nice guys. We're offering this. We're offering that. However, you and I both know, Tony, I think even Scraby's aware, until the owners say we don't need a salary cap, then all the rest of it doesn't mean a hill of beans. Yeah. Because that is the one issue that's going to hold it up. You know this. I know this.
It's like
either they say no salary cap or the players say we'll take a salary cap. Until there's an agreement on that issue, all the rest of this is just a window dressing.
It seems like Major League Baseball, because they came out with stuff last week too, and they were saying that they were trying to change the draft so that you couldn't be drafted out of high school, and
right.
so
you could only be a college player.
Yeah, and then they said, well, we really want people to go take advantage of an education, which
really what that means is they want to use college as their minor leagues. That's what they want to do,
and that's exactly what they said. All these colleges have great facilities, they have great technology, they have great coaching. And we don't. And what they didn't say is we don't really want to pay for a minor league system.
Because what they aren't going to do, Chris and Scrabe, is they're not going to pour money into these colleges so that their facilities. They're not going to do that. This is a free chance for them to get as many looks and basically have a minor league system in college. If indeed they try to take away the high school, and it wasn't just high school; it was international.
It was international
as well.
Yeah. And the other thing that I was thinking about is you just took guys and moved their clock back 2 years,
right?
So
they're older.
The free agency years are when they're older and they're not going to be paid as much.
Now, exactly. Equate that to now. What are we seeing to players who reach the age of 30, 31? They start losing value because they aren't as they're more expensive and they're older.
This was not a good faith decision to put this
Offer.
out by Major League offer. Thank you.
Yeah.
This was a very, very dark
I just think
and disturbing.
I think it's just
offer.
I think it's important to remember that this is all these proposals are all still based off of, as Chris said, a cap and floor. And so they're gonna come off a little wonky because it's within that, context.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see more developments as we go along. All right. Let's get to break. Are we doing guests?
We got
Keith coming up, huh?
Yes.
All right. Keith Costigan coming up here when we return. More Gwynn and Chris talking some World Cup soccer on the other side.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers,
Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus.
Thursday with Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. Coming up at 5 o'clock, a replay of today's roundtable, an hour of commercial-free Padre talk. Special guest today, Jesse Agler was with us. Yeah, we had Jesse in there and had a good old time talking nothing but Padres for an hour straight. You can hear all of it beginning at 5 o'clock today. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scraby alongside here in the Odyssey Palace studios. All guests join us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. And we're going to have a guest on that hotline shortly, Keith Costigan from MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, one of our great soccer guys, help us break down tonight's match between the USA and Turkey. Padres with the 3-game win streak, Tony. Last time they had that was about, I'm going to say 35, 40 games ago. They had a 4-game streak. You might remember they swept the Mariners in Seattle.
That is right.
And then shut out the Dodgers the next day, 1-0.
And then everything went
everything went south. Yeah, after that. They ended up going 10-19, but they've bounced back here a little bit with the 3 straight over Atlanta. And tomorrow it'll be game 1 of the series. Oh, Scrabe, you said everybody should go out and boo Dalton Rushing tomorrow.
Yeah,
I see where you're going, but Sasaki is starting for the Dodgers. I mean, how are you going to divide up your boos? He's on the phone getting our guest, so he can't. You know what? I should ask him more questions when he's doing that, so I don't have to hear his response.
What am I? I'm going to boo.
You're going to boo everybody.
I'm going to boo everybody.
Boo everybody,
especially Roki and especially Dalton Rushing.
Well, they'll both be out there, I'm sure, tomorrow. 6:45 is the start time tomorrow night. It's on Apple TV. And speaking of Apple TV, our guys from MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. And today, Keith Costigan, nice enough to spend some time with us. Keith, how you doing, man? Good to talk to you again.
I'm doing good. What a World Cup so far. We're actually in a position where we don't even need to win a game today. We're still going to win our group. This is it's what we call first world problems in World Cup play.
Yes, this is stuff we are not used to, for sure. And I think the thing that a lot of us also have said we're not used to, because look, you know this, we know this. The great soccer fans are there. They follow this. They know every game, every result. But the World Cup brings in a whole bunch of new fans, or people that don't follow soccer as closely. And the one thing I think we and they have all seen is the United States looked like the dominant team in the first two games, and that is also something at the World Cup level that we're really not used to.
Yeah, and it's the most pleasing aspect because I think in previous iterations of the World Cup, 2014, 2010, you think about the U.S. having to defend. We always talk about the grit, the fight, the ability to hold off the opposition. And Mauricio Pochettino has completely changed that. You know, to be on the front foot the way we were against a Paraguay team who finished, I think, maybe level on points with Brazil in qualifying was amazing. Australia, a feisty team. Again, we took the game to them without our best players. So, you know, I didn't see this 3-4 months ago. I didn't see it coming because we had some, you know, key losses in the build-up. But I think that got us ready and prepared us well for the World Cup. So it's a dream scenario to be going through. The icing on the cake for me is the fact that we're doing it as the team on the front foot with the ball, taking the game to the opposition. It's been really fun to watch.
It's everything that you said is what I've been feeling watching this team play. I got to ask, I mean, I know that the two teams that the U.S. face aren't, you know, necessarily at the top tier. What is it that you want to see next from this USA team? I mean, I know the competition steps up as you get to the knockout round. Is there a matchup? Is there a type of game you want to see them play that would convince you that this can be even more than what we've seen it so far?
Yeah, I would say two things. The first two teams we played are defensive teams. So to be on the front foot against defensive teams, we probably knew that was going to be the case against Paraguay and Australia because they sit back. They're a low block team. They don't like to go forward. They try to hit you on the counter. Two things I want to see. Results against European opposition. We struggled against European teams in the build-up. We played Turkey tonight. I know they're going home. We know we're going to win the group. But I would still like to see something from that game that allows us to say, well, that's a win against quality European opposition. Turkey tied Spain just a couple of months ago as well. So we do know that they have quality despite not really playing well. And then the next part would be in the knockout stage, playing against a team that has real attacking threat. You know, you look to France and what you see so far with Mbappe. You look at Haaland with Norway. You look at Kane with England. All of the strikers are delivering so far in the World Cup, but we have not yet come up against an elite attacking player. When we do that, shut them down and still get the win, I mean, we're going to raise the roof off the place because, you know, the expectation level is already high.
Yeah.
But if we can beat a team that has that, I mean, it really is going to be crazy.
Yeah, Keith Costigan is with us from MLS Season Pass. You can watch Keith and the whole group on Apple TV once they get back into MLS play. But right now, this whole country is soccer crazy. Keith, I think Tony's question touched on it, but I was hoping you could maybe expand just a little bit more because is it, you know, a lot of the people that are, again, the soccer people are like, well, you know what, we're beating, you know, some easier teams. And the bill is going to come due. Like we're going to get to the quarterfinals and we're going to face Spain or we're going to face France or we're going to face England or we're going to face whoever it is. And, you know, are we going to really be able to stand up to them? I get that. But at the same time, shouldn't we be enjoying what we're seeing here right now? Like we've never gotten to see even this much from our team in the past.
Yeah, if you find yourself in a bar watching a game and you run into the guy who says, yeah, calm down, everybody. Let's not get too carried away. Move 2 seats across and you know, turn your back to him.
Yeah.
You know, for me, of course you have to enjoy it. And, you know, you can only beat the teams in front of you. And, again, you guys touched on it with the very first question. The manner in which we're playing has got to be pleasing. We're on the front foot. We're enjoyable to watch. We're taking the games to opposition. We've seen Cape Verde get a result against Spain. We've seen Ecuador beat Germany today. Teams struggle against anybody in the World Cup. Everybody's dream, every country's dream is to be here, and they're putting their best foot forward. So we've picked up 2 wins so far. We cannot think about Spain until we play Spain. We cannot think about Brazil until we play them. But everything I've seen so far gives me cause for optimism to say, when we get there, I feel like this team believes in themselves and they have a coach that I think we all believe in based on his body of work throughout his career. So enjoy every game, enjoy tonight, enjoy the round of 32. And if we get further on, the best way forward for this team is if everybody is behind them and avoid that guy who thinks he knows a little bit more than everybody else at the bar. He's the guy to stay away from.
Keith,
Sorry, Scrape. I have to stay away from you then.
Keith, tell me, we've seen the impact that on the women's side, what a deep run and winning can do for what we've seen it do to our country here in the U.S. and how it's affected women's sports. What kind of effect could it have if this USA men's team kind of does the same thing where they get deep or they win a World Cup? How long does it take for you to see that kind of thing have an effect, and what kind of effect could it have?
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. I would say, you look at MLS starting 32 years ago or 33 years, or I think 32 was the World Cup. So it started right after that. That was planting seeds, and how long has it taken for us to see the benefits of that? The academies that brings through young players started 15, 16 years ago. We're starting to see the benefits of that. I mean, we're talking about our age watching these games, but think of all the young kids in this country watching this tournament right now and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that. I want to represent my country, USA, at the world's biggest stage. And I love the diversity of this US team as well. Everybody's represented. It showcases the beauty of this country as a whole. So I think it's hopefully we get in terms of the ratings that you see, people going to support their local MLS teams. That can be an immediate impact. But long term, we're talking about the kids that might have gone elsewhere saying, no, I want to play soccer. And down the road, that's, an incredible opportunity for soccer here and scary for the other countries, because if we do well here, we're not looking back. We're going to continue to build on that.
Keith Costigan is with us. We're talking World Cup, and all of a sudden, it's something everybody wants to talk about. One of the things that I'm enjoying about the World Cup, Keith, is not something I expected to enjoy about the World Cup. I happen to be just in Dallas this weekend, not down there for a soccer match. Happened to run into a Padre game down there, but the entire city of Dallas was overtaken by the Argentinian fans who were getting ready for their match on Monday. There was a party atmosphere in the 8th largest city in our country, all focused on a soccer match. I watched today the reaction of the Ecuador fans, who looked like they were all crying basically in the stands after they beat Germany. That meant that much to them. Soccer is unlike probably any other sport in bringing in a whole country together to root for something. I don't know that we're quite there yet in the United States, but I'm enjoying watching this kind of, dynamic going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, you even talking about it gives me chills. You think of Scotland drinking all the beer in Boston.
Yeah,
Boston of all cities run out of beer. I'm ashamed being Irish myself that they even allowed that to happen. For me, it is a great part of it, seeing all the different cultures come together, enjoying the incredible aspects of America. We've all followed the German sensation, Freddie, who's been eating down south and trying some of the delicacies down there of the foods that are on offer. So it really is a great part of it. And I always think, in terms of the club that you support in whatever league you support, you pick that later on based on, I like that player, but you're born into your country.
Yeah.
That is your team from birth, and you represent that to the fullest. And you don't always get to do a club. Club sports tend to rule the roost all over the world. But when it's your country, there's no changing allegiance. That's who it is. You align, you get together with people who you grew up with, and you get to cheer on maybe some people that you knew as well growing up who've made it to the big stage. So there's something just pure about international sports for me. You see it with the Olympics, and I think you see it with the World Cup as well.
Yeah, every year that the World Cup has taken place, where no matter where I'm at, I've been in different cities. It feels like every time, same result. The place, it's a party-like atmosphere.
I couldn't believe it, Tony. I think Dallas is a cowboy town for 12 months a year. I didn't see any stars. All I saw was that FIFA thing everywhere, right?
Keith, I got to ask, because some of the soccer purists, when this thing started, felt like FIFA had allowed too many teams in. Now, it certainly seems like there's been a few blowouts, but not a whole lot. I mean, what's been your take in terms of the expansion of the field and how it's gone to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I was a little bit skeptical when I heard 48. I was thinking 40, and then there's the 8. But you see, I mentioned Cape Verde. I mentioned Curacao.
Yeah.
Australia have played. Like, these teams have come, and they have delivered, and they've represented their countries to the fullest. So I don't think, FIFA can be held accountable for the fact that everybody has competed, been in games. You mentioned the blowouts. I think Germany over Curacao was one, but Curacao came back in their next game and picked up a point. So I've enjoyed it. And it is a part of this story. It is the World Cup for a reason. It's not just the big nations. We want to hear those stories. There's a great story on Cape Verde of the center back who is actually Irish, who the coach reached out to him on LinkedIn. He thought it was a joke. Because he'd grown up in Ireland his whole life. His dad was from Cape Verde, came back to play. I mean, these stories are what make everybody, the casual fan tune in, the maybe non-soccer fan tune in and get really invested in the World Cup. So I love watching the big teams play, but I love the stories that the smaller teams bring as well.
Yeah, I mean, it has a little NCAA tournament feel. I mean, Cape Verde tying Spain, people, was Middle Tennessee State taking Duke to overtime or something. That was, that was a big deal. Keith, before I let you go, I got one for you because I'm not the soccer purist, but every soccer purist I've talked to says they hate the hydration break. So, looking at it from my angle, I understand these guys could use a little break here. They run a long way. Some of the other people are saying, well, they're just trying to get more commercials in. What do you think about the hydration break? Is it here to stay, or is this a one and done?
Well, UEFA have announced they're not going to use it in the Euros in 2 years. I think change is difficult. It's like me saying, hey, I like soccer. It moves quickly. NFL, let's just have no timeouts. You just go. NFL fans would say, no, we don't want that. We like the fact that, you strategize, you have these moments. So, I get why there's a complaint. There was a moment in the England game the other day where 2 minutes before the water break, there was a head injury. They didn't allow water, and then the play started again, and then they stopped for water. That's what's really frustrating. So, it's not about water. It's about getting another break in for advertisers on TV. We all know what it is. And maybe I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if they said, look, we've never had an issue with anybody being dehydrated in a game in our lives at the World Cup. Right. We want to make more money. At least we're being honest about it then. But, I think in World Cups, it is going to be here to stay. But UEFA have gone against it. So, I mean, whatever it is, it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of UEFA not doing it, FIFA doing it. But, look, it hasn't bothered me as much. But I'm one of those people that would prefer no hydration breaks in the game.
Keith, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you,
As
Keith.
always, we've loved talking to all you guys and look forward to talking some more MLS after the U.S. wins the World Cup.
Thank you, guys. Exactly. Wow, man.
How does that
Speak it
sound?
into existence.
Thank
you,
sounds
guys.
crazy.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks. Keith Costigan right there from MLS Season Pass on Apple TV.
Keith's money.
He is. They all are.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Scrappy got mad at me because I told like 3 guys in a row that they were my favorite guy. And then Scrappy's like, you know what? They're going to start talking to each other, and they're going to realize that they're not your favorite guy.
He also made a drinking joke about the Irish, and I said the Irish don't appreciate the drinking jokes.
When did I do that?
Well, I mean,
last time Keith was on.
Keith just said he was a little embarrassed that Boston didn't.
Yes,
ran out
he
of
just
alcohol.
made his own
said
drinking
that.
joke.
He did say that. He did say
As
that.
an Irishman, how could they ever run out of
He
beer?
said he was embarrassed as an Irishman.
All right. We get we're almost at a timeout here. We got Chris versus the Fans coming up, 833-288-0973. And we'll get into that. I don't know. Is there any other news? We mentioned the LaMelo trade today. What was your first thought, Tony? That good for Minnesota or no?
I think it's great for Minnesota.
Yeah,
Now
okay.
Anthony Edwards doesn't have to handle the ball at all. He can free to roam.
Score, and this will be interesting to see him at a different level of game because he's going to play in some
I
games.
thought for the
more.
first time last
he did
year,
okay in the
he
playoffs.
started to take it more serious, and I was happy. Even in his post-game interviews, which I thought prior to last year were just wild, I couldn't watch them. I thought he was a pro last year most of the time, so I'm interested to see him continue to grow.
One note that I want to also throw out there before we get to this quick break. Chris Everett, the Tennis Hall of Famer, not going to be at Wimbledon. She deals with her ovarian cancer. It's kind of returned a little. No. Cross fingers, prayers. Chris Everett, one of the all-time classic, not only athletes, people, and part of the sport of tennis. It's nothing desperate, but obviously enough to keep her from Wimbledon. We'll take a break.
Padres, Dodgers tomorrow.
Hammer, before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah,
it's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
and
one.
The winner, Scrady, has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this. I hate to
winners.
say, yeah,
of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now, this is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
maybe.
Okay, all right.
Now, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay,
right, are we doing
it? Here we go.
All right, let's
Adam's
do it.
ready. There, away he goes. He does have a full spoonful for those listening. On that.
I'm literally sweating watching him do this right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All right.
Sure.
That is a full
down
spoon.
the hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby. Scraby, did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
We're gonna see it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am. Are you?
No.
He's feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
He's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what the
there.
tactician's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where. I don't.
I
Think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
now,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But this
I must tell you, Tony, that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't be
check.
able to cash
I
it.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend.
Scraby,
I gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that tie,
the tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my God!
he's
He's
going
going
there.
another one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow,
Delicious.
you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
to hold
doing
another
this to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
By
that's
the way,
wheat sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that look. He's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam hasn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Maybe
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
Here's want the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell us
said
the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
Wanna
is
see if you can do it, I guess.
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
That's
One
not
of you can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fulls.
I will take
And
one.
the winner,
spoonful of
Scravy,
this.
has a jar
Yes,
of
here it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think they
products.
both are winners if they
Hold
pass
on one
this.
second.
I hate
The
to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Now
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
Right, and we do
All
it.
right,
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
God, he
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He
for
does.
those listening.
Witness
on.
is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon.
All
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
Welcome into the 4 o'clock hour. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, having a good old time with you till 5 o'clock. You get the round table at 5. Special guest Jesse Agler joined the panel today. It was good conversations. We do have a Chris versus the fans to get through. 833-288-0973 if you want to participate. Anything else, gentlemen, before we go?
I don't know. We're 2.5 hours into the show, and there's still soccer on both TVs.
Okay, so now you can turn. I'm just saying.
Why? I like Tunisia
Okay,
and
well,
the
there-
Netherlands.
there you go.
The
I guess you can't turn.
Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the hatred of soccer, but then the love of it in the breaks.
It's not the hatred of soccer.
He was talking it up to Keith 2 seconds ago.
He was like, there was
you
a tear
notice-
in his eye. It was,
Did you
it was
notice that every
beautiful.
question that I loved about soccer was all about, the spirit, the fans, the excitement,
Not the actual game.
not
though.
the actual game. Yeah,
You disguised that very well, my friend. I
Right.
must say.
there you go.
let's play some Chris versus the fans.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
Howdy do.
now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, the prize you're going to play for is a qualification for the grand prize, a 2-night stay, at Town & Country Resort and a $250 food and beverage credit. Work on your resting vacation face this summer at Town & Country Resort. 3 pools and a 4-story water slide named Twister make Town & Country a family favorite. Rates start at $199 per night exclusively for fan listeners. Visit towncountry.com/thefan to book now. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, beautiful, guys.
That was wonderful.
That was.
That
Let
was-
us know
that was
before you
money.
get into it, and you'll get that question for free today.
I just want to say I looked up while you're reading that, and Netherlands scored, and I got all excited to celebrate something spectacular till I realized that the Tunisian guy kicked
Own
the
goal.
ball into his own net. So there you go.
Come on, soccer. You can't do it right when he's looking.
Come on. That's actually even.
We almost got him
That's
hooked.
even
You almost
better.
had
though.
me there for a minute. Then, I'm like, oh, God, even that was a disaster.
What terrible timing.
Yeah, really.
This guy's watching soccer and he gets to see an own goal.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so let's get to our first contestant today. We're going to go to Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
Me?
Yeah, you.
So, if
yeah,
you're Jacob,
you.
you're
All
in.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been trying to get on here for a while.
Okay.
Hey, good for you. All
Scravy
right.
be hating sometimes, so
Don't
forgive
even
him.
start. Don't
Yeah,
even
Scravy
start.
only answers to his
Don't even
friends.
start. Yeah, okay. Jacob, are you ready to play?
Yes, sir. I'm a first-time
First time
player.
Welcome in.
One of the things I love most about that is that when we're out and about, people will just walk by and say,
100%.
player.
100%.
It's great. It's great. All right, here we go, Jacob. Question number 2. Let's do this. Who holds the record for most home runs hit as an Angel?
Oh. I don't know if this is correct, but I'm going to say Mike Trout.
Mike Trout is correct.
You got it, yeah.
Something like 400 home runs.
We have 400 already?
I think so.
Yeah, he's over 400.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Question number 3. You get this right or Chris gets it wrong, and you are qualified for this trip. Or staycation. I keep saying trip, but it is a trip. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Well, I guess I have to talk.
You can't stop talking. Buddy.
Here's the last one. There are 2 teams in baseball with the fewest amount of wins at 32. Name both.
2 teams in baseball, the least amount of wins. Is it the Giants and what's the other one? I guess I'm just going to say the Rockies.
Giants and Rockies. Stay there. Stay there.
Not right.
Not right.
Rockies, I think, is right. The only other team other than the Giants that's that low is the Red Sox. So I will say the Rockies and the Red Sox.
Wow.
Sorry, Jacob. I don't know. You know what? That's not his fault. He had to guess, but I might have gone Giants.
He should have passed.
Yeah, I might have gone Giants.
That's a situation.
Hold up. I hate to say it, but it's his rookie mistake right there. His first time player.
Play again, Jacob. You're going to take him down.
Yeah. Sometimes you're better off not guessing.
As he was after he said the first one, I almost said, "Hey man, you sure you want to keep guessing if you?"
Yeah.
A little.
I mean, the Giants aren't that much better than the Rockies. They're at 33 wins.
That's what I mean. I knew it was pretty close.
Yeah.
So the only other, the 3 teams at the bottom were those because the Rockies just beat the Red Sox 2 out of 3.
All right, here we go to Robert. Hello, Robert.
Wait a second.
What?
Netherlands just scored again. Maybe this time they kicked it in themselves.
It looks like they kicked it in themselves.
All right.
All right, Robert, you ready to play?
Yes, first time caller.
First time
player.
Thank you very much for that, Robert. Here we go. Question number 2. Let's do this. What 2 teams played in the first Field of Dreams game in 2021?
Minnesota Twins and Cleveland Indians.
Okay. Stay there. Chris, what 2 teams played in the first Field of Dreams game in 2021? Can't believe it was that long ago, by the way, guys. We were sitting in this studio talking about it.
I remember White Sox Yankees,
I can't remember,
but I don't know for sure.
I think he might have got it.
I'm sorry, Robert. Call again. I appreciate you calling, Robert.
Yes, because we watched it in here. That's the only reason it sticks in my mind.
And the reason for the White Sox
Tim Anderson with the walk-off, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. It was an exciting game. Yeah.
What? Remember when they made everybody come out of the corn like
that was pretty funny.
It was my man was there.
It was Aaron Judge.
No, who's the actor?
Not Ray Liotta. No. He's dead.
I almost said Bob Costas. It was Costner.
Costner, yeah, Costner.
He was a part of it.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. They really made it dramatic.
They did.
They did come out.
All of a sudden, Aaron Judge starts walking out of the cornfield. All right, let's go to our next contestant. We're going to go to Dan. Hello, Dan.
What's going on, fellas?
Hi, Dan.
How are you, Dan?
All right. You ready to play? I think Dan's ready. Question number 1. Who set the World Cup scoring record earlier this week?
Lionel Messi.
There you go. By the way, he's played in 4 World Cups?
Chris, I would suggest, honestly, you watch the next game you really
I've
watch.
Seen him before.
He
is really
he's
cool
amazing,
to watch.
dude. And
he does things that no one else is
having watched him when he was younger and he could actually get up and down the field, and now watching him
and now he kind of waits for it to come down to him. But once it gets to him, he does some crazy stuff.
It's almost like he knows pretty much, if I get this ball on my foot in this area, there ain't nothing you guys can do.
I have seen him. He is pretty amazing for sure.
All right, Dan, here we go. Question number 2.
Real quick, Scrappy and I have seen a couple of shots than Mbappe has made in this tournament.
Great. Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me?
He's like the LeBron James of
like
of
45
soccer.
yarders going right into the upper
Like
corner.
either he's shooting it from 45 or he's just deboing his way into the
He's pretty physical.
He's super physical.
Yeah. That's one thing I didn't realize about soccer is how physical it actually is. Like
It's
diving
funny.
going
It's-
for the header.
It's funny to me that in the men's side you see a lot of the faking and like flopping.
Yeah,
on the
do we
women's
see that on
side,
the
you
women's?
don't see it on their side. It's so
I'm not
funny to
kidding,
me.
guys. Last week I saw a guy get stretchered off, and he was back in like 7 minutes. You cannot get stretchered off if you're coming back
I've
in the
actually
game.
seen them get off the stretcher as they're
like roll off, land on their hands,
roll
like
off
our
and
feet.
go back into action.
All right, Dan, here we go for question number 2. What college basketball program had the most players drafted in the first round of the NBA draft?
This year?
Yes, this.
Yeah, this year.
Yes, correct.
Let's go with Connecticut.
Connecticut.
UConn.
I mean, did they go to the championship this year?
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Who won
Yeah.
this year?
UConn lost to Michigan.
Oh,
in the final.
They beat him up pretty good. That's right.
All right, well, that is incorrect, Dan.
I think the
Chris.
answer is Michigan. I remember 3
Dang
guys
it.
for sure. So
Dang it!
sorry about that.
Sorry, Dan.
I would have got it anyway
Yeah,
even if
you
you
would
didn't
have.
lead me to it. But
They had 3 players taken in the draft.
right.
All right, we're going to do one more and then tiebreaker. Let's go to Dylan. Hello, Dylan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not
you doing,
too much.
Dylan?
You ready to play?
What's up, Chris? Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Take down Mr. Elo.
Yes, please do. Name one of the 2 teams that Team USA has beat so far in the World Cup.
Austria?
Did I hear that correctly?
What was it?
He said Austria.
He said
You
Austria,
can't
yeah.
give it to him. Since that is a country,
It is,
Austria. I'll go Paraguay. Sorry about that. Get another one in there, Scravy. Come on.
I don't have
Oh, you
much
have no
left.
more?
He's running through
I don't have
questions.
much left. I'm sorry,
Like
Dylan.
water.
Yeah, Australia, I think he was going for.
Yeah.
But Austria was there instead. All right, we can do one more.
All right.
One more. And we're going to go to, give me a number between 2 and 5, Chris.
5.
Brad. Hello, Brad.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not
How
too
are
much.
you, Brad?
All right, Brad.
Go
Here
get
we
him.
go.
Doing good.
Question number 1. How do you calculate OPS?
There.
Hitting and walks.
I can't give that to you. I'm sorry. Is this a
This might
pretty
be a
straightforward
2-pointer.
answer?
This might be a 2-pointer.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You add together good players on base percentage plus their slugging percentage, and that
He did
equals
say
their
hitting and
OPS.
walks. Is that the same thing?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying for you, Brad, but
I'm
said
buzzed
no.
too.
oh well, you're
I
right.
answered it.
Okay, you're right.
Thank you. I like to hear that bell. It works. It's like Pavlov's dog. It makes me feel better.
All right, I'm gonna go Lionel Messi stats. How about that
Lionel Messi stats.
for our tiebreaker?
Oh wow, we're going
Tiebreaker.
soccer for tiebreaker.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Do you have Lionel Messi stats somewhere?
Yeah, I do.
Is there
somewhere.
soccerreference.com?
I don't think there is because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
But we can make it work.
Yeah, I bet.
Actually, I don't have any stats for that.
I was gonna
Can
say,
we make it work?
Yeah.
I was trying to make it
I mean,
work.
other than how many goals has he scored and assists, what's left?
Not much.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. They do have, it's called fbref.com, football ref.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to our contestant. I have
So
some
we don't
stats
even
now.
actually know if
No,
this
I
is
have the stats
real
now.
stats.
Uh,
This could just be somebody making it up on the website.
No, it's like baseball reference, but for soccer.
Sure. It is.
Same people.
Okay.
Same people.
So you say.
All right. Let's go to Ruben in San Diego. Hello, Ruben.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi, Ruben.
Good, Ruben.
You know how the tiebreaker works, I'm assuming, Ruben. So I'm going to ask Chris for a number about Lionel Messi's career. Chris is going to give me that number. Ruben's going to guess whether or not the actual number is higher and lower than what Chris said. Chris, how many goals has he scored in his playing career? I'm not talking international career. I'm talking about club career. 2004 through 2026.
Well, the hard part for me is I have no idea
That
how
is
many
true.
games they play. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing.
I'll give you that. He makes around 32, 33 starts a year on average.
All right, times 20 years. Is that what you said?
23?
Yeah. So he's played 600 matches. Could he have scored 300 goals? 325.
325. Ruben, is the actual answer higher or lower?
I want to say higher.
You want to say higher? And you are correct.
Hey, all right, Ruben.
Much higher.
Oh.
Stay there, Ruben.
Has he got a goal a game?
558 in his career.
That's ridiculous.
I had him for 1 every 2 games. I thought that's a lot.
I thought that seemed maybe even too many at that
I know.
point.
He's got 5 hundo.
In 2011, he scored 50 goals for Barcelona.
How many games has he played?
Like 32, 33?
So for 20 years, it'd be 600 games. He's got 500 goals. Man.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. Per 90 minutes, he averaged that year that he had 50 goals. He averaged a goal and a half per game, which is kind of crazy.
It's impressive.
That's Gretzky-like.
Yeah.
For soccer. By the way, in the match the other day, he actually missed a penalty kick.
He missed a PK.
Like, didn't even hit it on net.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the best player in the world. So that reminds you, those are not as gimme as we might think. But
they have a stat for goals minus PK, which is weird. Why would you take away the penalty kick?
Because it's not really the same type of goal.
Yeah.
The other thing with a penalty kick is you don't have to be the player who drew the penalty.
Right.
If somebody else got fouled, you can still be the guy that they choose to take the kick.
Yeah.
So if you take away his PKs, he has 494, but
that's still
pretty
kind of
good.
go.
Yeah, he's not bad.
That's crazy.
All right, that's it.
All right, let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Tune in Thursdays at
roundtable replay, hour of commercial-free Padre talk, which today, among others, featured Jesse Agler. So stay tuned for that coming up after our show is over. Tonight, of course, USA against Turkey in the big soccer match. To that end, Keith Costigan was on with us earlier. We had some fun talking about the World Cup. If you want to go back, you can always find it at our webpage, 973thefansd.com, or many other places that Scraby can list off for you.
Yes, you can go to YouTube and you can type in Gwynn and Chris SD. You could go 97.3 The Fan on YouTube. Also Odyssey or 97.3thefansd.com.
And you can also go back and watch Tony and I do the sports court with the Wigs.
Yes, you can.
I get a lot of requests for people. They're like, I want to see that. I'm like, well,
I want to see that.
Yeah, call Scraby and he'll tell you how to find it because I never know. A little potpourri here for you. The All-Star balloting. We can pretty much just forget about it here in San Diego. We have nobody anywhere. The first round of balloting is done. So now they're down to the finalists at each position. And I guess the top 2 vote getters get to be finalists. Padres don't have any top vote getters. So
can you reveal to everyone the AL choice for top vote getter?
Well, this is interesting. Sure, I can. Because whoever has the most votes in the first round automatically makes the All-Star team, even without the second round. Shohei is the guy in the National League, which is not a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
The guy in the American League with the most votes, and he had over 3 million, almost as many as Shohei had on the other side, Ernie Clement, second baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays.
I think he's leading the league in hitting, right?
I guess so, but it doesn't seem like a guy like Ernie Clement. Not that he's not a good
it
baseball
doesn't,
player.
which I think as good as
there is. Aaron Judge is hurt, so
Okay.
maybe that's helpful.
He's hitting 292 this year, 7 homers, 28 RBIs.
Yeah, so this ain't the same Ernie Clement that was leading the postseason in all categories.
No,
this
he's got
is
an OPS plus of 102.
The reason, here's what they say in terms of
That
trying
means
to
he's average.
I was about to say, he's
102 OPS plus is
he's
average.
2 points better than average.
Yeah.
Well, the voters didn't see it that way, and as they say here in the story, he has a whole country behind him.
He does.
So maybe that's helping him along in the balloting. But Ernie Clement is in there. Padres for the All-Star team. Maybe Fernando sneaking his way onto again, another shot as a backup. Mason Miller is pretty much the only sure thing, though, I would think, for the All-Star game. One other quick note on the NBA draft. Tony and I looked this up. We were talking about it during the break a couple of bits ago. The Lakers today signed as a free agent one of the most recognizable college basketball players out there. You may remember him. His name is Robbie Avila. He played at St. Louis last year. The year before that, he was at, I think it was Creighton, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Indiana State. Sorry, Indiana State last year.
He's a Sycamore.
He was.
Yes.
Last year he was St. Louis. But Robbie Avila, he had the great nickname Cream Abdul-Jabbar. And you probably saw him somewhere along the line, 6'9" center and wears the goggles and the whole thing. But a pretty skillful player, Tony. I don't know if he's going to, athletic or big enough for the NBA. We'll see. But the Lakers are bringing him in.
What was his nickname again?
Cream Abdul-Jabbar.
Cream Abdul-Jabbar.
Instead of Kareem, he's Cream Abdul-Jabbar. That's a great nickname.
Really
you got to say that. So,
should I say something sacrilegious? It's better than Dairy Bonds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I never quite got the Dairy
I never
Bonds
got it
thing,
either.
But
I like the holy sheets. That makes sense.
That made sense.
The Dairy Bonds never
like,
made sense.
What,
to
is
me.
he like milk that I'm not? Like where did it come from?
I'm
Cream
gonna get some hate for that one.
Cream Robbie Avila averaged 17 points a game last year. His naysayers say when he got up against the top competition, as it was, I guess they played Michigan in the NCAA tournament. St. Louis did, and he, scored like 9 points. And they're saying, well, he can't do it against the big.
He had a bad game. Get off the man's back.
I know. Come on.
I'm not just saying that because he got.
Yeah,
he's
I
a
hope
Laker.
he makes it. He's a fun. He would be an immediate fan favorite
for sure.
Wherever he goes, but especially LA, if he could make that roster.
What do you think about Austin Reeves getting $185 million?
What's funny is that a couple of my Laker partners, my cousin and a good friend that I've grown up with, they didn't like it at all.
They don't like
it. They think, as a lot of people do, he's a defensive liability.
But I think Luka wanted him, so I think you definitely want to appease your
Luka gets a vote.
guy.
Yeah,
and I still believe that eventually LeBron will join the fray, and I think they're gonna have a good shot. I really do. They got some money to spend. By the way, none of this money that they gave Reeves affects their cap space.
Can they be a little smarter though on getting a guy who plays in the middle?
Yes,
who cares?
They
gives an effort.
They have to get a big.
DeAndre Ayton was. I could have told him. I hate to say.
Let me defend DeAndre Ayton a little bit. He got off to a horrific start. He was talking about who did he say they wanted to make him? Gosh, it was another Capella. He said they're trying to make me Clint Capella, which is just rim run and get lobs. And then he had a come to Jesus moment at some point halfway through the season, and he was much, much better. Now, I don't know if I trust him enough to give him multi-years, but if he wants to get another 1 year and come back, I'd take it.
Well,
he was much better than I thought he was.
Okay.
I was in the camp that you were, and he started to prove me right, and then he changed his stripes.
Well, all I remember was at the very end there when they were losing in the playoff, and they took him out of a game, and they caught JJ Redick saying to somebody, "I can't play with this guy."
So JJ said it, then that's probably
his frustration.
True.
I think got to the best of him where. The effort, I think, bothered JJ, and
so that's probably why he won't be back.
I wouldn't think
JJ does not play.
Can we also say that JJ Redick through 2 years has been a pretty good NBA coach? For all of those who said there's no way this is the stupidest thing they've ever done.
I was in that camp, not necessarily stupidest thing, but I had my questions. Yeah. He has been, I think, really good.
He's done really well. All right, we'll take a break. And then the big five. Yesterday, Scraby had questions that had to be seen to be believed. See what he can come up with today on 97.3 The Fan.
What are we doing, guys?
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt if they can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back, and there's two left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here, and then the going straight is also red, and that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right, I've got cars on my left, I got 2 in front of me, I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Where's emergency? Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the fourth time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like,
I'm just
ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The two cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get you know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mason Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not gonna turn, but that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even
running
under
the light.
these circumstances. Well, I think,
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you are right, and the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
then nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the 3rd car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross.
We have a big 5 to get through. Scraby says he's better today. We'll see.
I admitted fault for my.
You did. I didn't say you
question.
didn't admit. I just said you said you're in a better spot today.
You're a big man for doing that.
Yeah, when I wrote the question, I thought I was going to be. You guys poked a hole right through it, and so I had to go with it.
I know we got to get to the big 5, but we never mentioned the fact that Serena Williams is playing singles at Wimbledon, and it's next week. I think that's something people are going to want to see, right?
I can't wait.
I love
like
it.
one of those.
It's
like one of those.
You don't
Hey,
like
no
it?
one asked for you to come back, Serena.
Sorry.
I like what she said too.
The queen is
why
coming
are you coming back? She goes, I got nothing else to do. Really.
Sure don't. Sure don't.
You know.
You know what that's called?
I tell you,
I'm not going to say.
I
what I was about
still
to
will
say.
never forget when she hopped over that bag that loose bag that was coming down the New York street when we were sitting there waiting for our bags.
Yeah,
you remember that?
You told me that story.
Greatest
Very
athlete
nimble.
of all time.
The nimbleness of Serena
in a full-on what's the Met Gala gown?
Yeah.
No,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
She's the GOAT.
The one thing I will say is I don't want her to go the way of Tiger, where she's not playing great, but still playing.
Yeah, but she didn't leave in the same light that Tiger left. He was hurt. He still is hurt.
He was kind of broken down.
You know,
she's never really been.
She kind of walked out.
Injured.
She couldn't get that last. What was it? The last Grand Slam.
Right. She needed one more to break the tie. I think with Margaret.
Don't let her
Court.
come back and do it.
44 years old. That would be something.
I still saw her lighting the gun up too with in the double she played with the serve. So I mean that seems like it's still going to be a weapon.
You got to believe she can't cover as much ground, but she probably knows where to go.
I mean,
she's going to take a more direct route.
She's coming in lighter than she was too. I mean, you know, she's still doing those
GLP-1.
GLP ads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we might be dealing with a different athlete here this time.
You know, Serena, with all due respect to, the weight thing, you should have called me. I would have got you on SD fat loss. Ready to roll.
I should probably not be a hater because once
you
she
shouldn't
plays
be.
well,
You shouldn't be.
This is like a
this
goat.
is the coolest thing ever. You know why you shouldn't be? Because you're getting old too, and you should start rooting for some of these people.
Oh, I'm getting old.
These
You're
young
right.
bucks coming for you, Scrape.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Be happy for anybody over 40 who can do anything.
Word.
All right. Big five. We're broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios where we know how, and we're going to get right into it. Now, this is something I've been thinking about asking you guys for the last couple days, but I'm officially ready to ask you after Ty France hit the home run yesterday for his 9th of the season. He's hitting 252 on the year, 26 RBIs, 9 home runs, and an OPS of 0.782. So he's been hugely important for the Padres this year. Tony, do the Padres, how should I ask this? Should the Padres give him an extension? The reason I think this, because he could be first baseman of the future, and he loves being here. He's going to give you maybe 15, 20 home runs. He's going to work hard. Do you want to see him here a long time?
I mean, personally, I want to see him here a long time. I love Ty. I love having him on the team. He's the guy, that I've seen the most, and quite frankly, he's done a really good job in the role that he's been asked to do. A veteran with that kind of presence. It's funny that I'm calling him a veteran now, but he is very much a veteran.
Yeah.
I think is a value. So yeah, I would love to see him extended. I think it would make it easier if he finishes this year like he played last night.
Yeah.
I think it'll be much easier. And so, yeah, for me personally, yes, I want to see Ty back longer.
Chris, what do you think? Extend him long term, Ty France?
I don't think it's going to make fiscal sense to give him the kind of contract that would be fair to him.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. I think that
okay.
he'd need to get, you can get 4 years, $60-70 million. Like that sounds fair.
I need look up to see how much the most he's made in a season.
I mean, if you're going to give him $10 million a year for 4 years, I don't know that that's fiscally works. He's 31 years old. He's not 24. He's not 25. I'm going to say everything Tony said. I root for Ty France every minute of every game, but no, I don't think it's an extended 5-year deal.
And I guess it just depends on the money that you're talking about.
In 2024, in his I think last arbitration year, he got $6.7 million, and that was the most he's made.
Right.
And then after that, he's been around $1 million. This year, he's 1.35.
If you're talking about $6 a year for 4 years, I think that's reasonable.
$6 million a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? Chris, do that math for me real quick.
6, 12, 18, 24.
24 million. So okay.
Well, here's one of the things I'm going to just say. God, I sound bad because I love Ty France. I think you can upgrade at that position, though.
For less money?
Yeah.
Yes. But I think my point is if you're going to go 4 years, $24 million, then you're saying Ty France my first baseman for the next 4 years. Are we good with that?
6 years, 24?
No, 4 years, 24.
4 years.
You said
4
6
years. Sorry, 4 years.
Are we willing to turn over first base to Ty France for 4 years?
24?
I'm not saying I would
for $6 million a year. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you're going to get unless there is someone that is better and you have the money to pay more. Yeah, of course. I'm always saying it's under the constraints that we've seen the Padres be under the last 2 years, and from a personal standpoint.
From a personal standpoint, I'm all in.
You agree?
You know that.
All right.
Number 4.
And by the way, he smashed that home run last night.
He did. And San Diego State guys are doing well.
Yes, they are. For Rockies?
Raking for the Rockies. And Troy Melton is pitching lights out for the Tigers. Couple of Aztecs out there.
We can't forget the one who's topping them all, though, right now. Out in San Francisco, Mr. Casey Schmidt now.
No, you're right. Casey's
rolling.
He's an all-star for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, Casey. Yeah.
All right. The CBS Sports put out an NFL top 100 player list for the year. Who do you guys think is number one according to Pete Prisco?
It's just NFL player?
Yes, NFL player.
At any position?
Any position, just top player in the league.
I'm a little dusty on my NFL players right now.
I'm going to go ahead and just pat myself on the back and say the guy who led me to the title, Bijan Robinson.
Okay, that's a good one.
I'll throw him out
He's
there.
not number one.
Okay.
Tony, you got a guess?
It's probably a defensive player who dominates. How about what's Myles Garrett?
I'm going to say Josh Allen.
Myles Garrett, number one, according to Pete Prisco.
Yeah.
Goes like this: Myles Garrett, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, and then top 5 rounding out is Joe Burrow.
How does Joe Burrow get ahead?
I think he
of
always
of
does.
Lamar.
Yeah, where is Lamar? He's ahead of Patrick Mahomes too.
Well, Patrick got hurt. I understand.
Lamar's
that.
number 10. So Chris, you're up first here.
Did Bijan make the top 10?
No.
Okay.
Do you think that Myles Garrett's the best player in the NFL? Bijan's 17th, right behind Fred Warner.
Okay. Do I think he's the best player in the NFL? Yes, it's hard to argue. I'm not the world's biggest fan because I bring his driving record with me every time I see him.
We're talking about on the field.
But
results.
I know. So you're asking, and I mean,
taking his driver's record with him everywhere.
I mean, 10 speeding tickets is ridiculous.
Excessive for sure.
It's excessive. But yes, he seems like the most dominant. Right, it doesn't seem like double teams are even slowing this guy down. So he's something on another level, and the Rams put themselves in prime position now. Bringing him in. Sorry about that, 49ers.
Yeah, Tony, is Myles Garrett the best player in the NFL to you?
No, I don't see him being the best player. I think he's the most physically gifted. But I don't think he's the best player. I haven't seen him affect a game in like that kind of way.
True.
In terms of his team success.
Seemed like LT back in the day, Lawrence Taylor. He used to win the game for the Giants.
Yeah.
Singletary
like
and guys like that. So that's a good
single-handedly
point. You're right. That's
take over. Yeah, like they had an impact, like a crazy that you could see. It wasn't like, I'm taking on triple teams and somebody else is getting off. Like they were still in the mix all the time.
I think that's fair. I think just JSN, did you say him? He's pretty damn good.
He is, but where is he on this list?
These are all guys who helped
number
you win a
13.
title, aren't they?
Yes, of course. Would you like to hear the rest of the roster?
See, I don't understand.
I remember him being on your team too.
By the way, Micah Parsons is ranked number 12. Like he's not going to be playing until like November.
But so is Mahomes, though. The same thing.
I thought Mahomes was trying to come back like week 1.
I know what he wants to do, but his Achilles has to want to do that too.
That's right.
Is it Achilles or a knee?
Knee, ACL.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, number 8. Puka, number 9. All right.
Puka's ahead of Lamar Jackson. That's just come on. This is
number 3.
Lamar can't get any.
Apparently not,
except in the checkbook. He gets plenty of love there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the place it counts. We never really talked about this, but Jazz Chisholm Jr. was seen with a blow pop in his mouth in the field when the Yankees were down 4-1 earlier this week. Fans freaked out. Yankees manager Aaron Boone said it annoyed him. He said they talked about it, and at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, so let's move on, everyone. After Jazz hit a home run yesterday, he immediately went to the container of blow pops, showed the camera the blow pops, and then after the game, the clubhouse was playing Lil Wayne's song, Lollipop.
Like a lollipop.
So he was, getting back at everybody. Tony, do you have any problems with Jazz in a blow pop during the game?
It's not a great look.
And it is kind of dangerous if you choke on
I
a
do
blow
love
pop.
that excuse. Some guy was like super mad. He's like, it's dangerous. Like, you're just mad that he's got a blow pop on the field.
It is. It's not a great look, but when you think about it, like, what is he actually doing that's causing harm?
Sunflower seeds are the same. You're eating.
That's what I'm saying. It's the, I think we are all used to not seeing it. So the fact that he had one out there was probably like, what is he doing? Even I was like, yo, you got a blow
Second
pop
time
out
this
there?
year too.
I thought Aaron handled it right.
Yeah.
He made it known. Him and Jazz talked about them having a discussion. He's not going to do it anymore, but we like to blow things out of proportion, I think.
Yeah, the fans did this one big time.
They were mad when they were losing. Would they have had
4-1.
the same reaction if they were up
team's in
4-1?
first place.
It doesn't matter. This is New York, man.
Chris, do you have any problems with this?
Well, of course you think I'm going to because I'm the old man.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
it's not
don't.
because you're the old man. It's because you're the one who has problems with this.
Yeah, no, I don't on this one. I think Chisholm is kind of a showman, and I appreciate that at this point. We everybody else goes out there and goes about their job. Chisholm entertains, and frankly, if you're gonna have a problem with this, I mean, would I rather have a guy with a blow? What is it? Blow pop. Yeah.
My goodness.
Would I rather?
No one go back and look at my face.
Get a little concerned.
No one go back.
I'd rather a guy out there with a lollipop in his mouth than a big mouth of chew.
Yeah.
I mean,
Isn't that so funny though,
right?
Chris?
Nobody seemed to care about that when guys were just all over the yard.
They had it all over their lip. They had
everywhere,
and no one cared.
And not only that was giving off an image of something that's dangerous for the people, the kids watching.
And you still will see occasionally.
You still
You
see a
see it
few
far
guys.
less, but
Yeah.
I still occasionally see it.
Yeah, I
And
do see a
no
big
one says a word about it. This guy's got a blow pop, and
Yeah, that seemed like a wrong reaction. But Aaron Boone's right. Just say, look, it's not the best look. Let's move on.
I do like it that John Boy was the one who asked him the question. He was like, what are you just letting them do whatever they want down there?
But that's part of it though, right? The thing I love about John Boy is they ask questions that they're feeling from watching the game.
Yes.
So they're real questions.
They're real questions.
But in the big scheme of things, I wish Aaron would have countered with, do you care that some of these guys got tobacco in their mouth as they're out there playing?
That would be a good comeback.
It how much different is it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On a scale of 1 to 10, Jazz with a blow pop on the field
Real quick,
is very low.
Funny
important
about
things.
Jazz. Did you see him take that foul ball in
No.
the men's region?
Yes, I did.
He had to come out of the game.
Oh, boy.
It was
I
bad.
could imagine.
Foul ball bounced
It was
up,
bad.
and he's got those baggy joints on.
Yeah.
and it caught him, and he was down. I thought at first he was faking, but
No.
when he came out the game, I was like, "Oh, this is real."
That is serious. I saw that, and it
made my stomach hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
Who was
All
the
right.
NBA player that was enjoying a hot dog on the bench while they got taken
I know
out
Mark
of the game?
Sanchez did it when he was with the
Wait, you
Jets.
said NFL or?
Oh, I said NBA, but yeah, you remember Sanchez did that. I think an NBA guy did it.
He was out of the game
enjoying
too.
a hot dog. What happened?
Mark Sanchez. It was like the fourth quarter. They were winning by a lot. He was out of the game, and he was eating a hot dog on the bench, and people were really mad about that.
Yeah.
I don't know why
We get
people
mad at
so
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Number 2.
The guy won the game. Let him eat a hot dog on the bench. A new member of the Mountain West Conference, North Dakota State, has been cleared to bypass the division-changing penalties, which is waiting a year to be bowl eligible in Division 1A. In other words, the Bison don't have to wait at all and are now eligible for the Mountain West Football Championship game and postseason bowl games, including the college football playoff. Chris, do you think this is do you think they should have taken away the year wait? That was a really poor way of answering that
Well,
question.
is this for good? Like, is this every team now, or is this just a special
it seems like there was a
for them?
special dispensation.
Okay, well, then I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what they did unless I don't know enough.
No, that's it. I mean,
to me, the right decision would be to take away the rule entirely. It was a dumb rule.
Thank goodness
you could
we
have got that
2
one.
minutes
You
left.
could have got that one off. It wouldn't have been
Yeah,
that
that's
hard.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
It was a dumb blow pop of a rule.
Tony, do you think they should have made them wait the year?
Do we have any rules anyway? Like, what difference does it
That's
make?
a really
Do we
good
have
point.
any
Like,
rules
It's a
anyway?
really good point.
Why does it matter if they waited a year at this point?
They almost let a guy who bet on his own team
Right.
play football.
They were about to let it happen. So no, yes, they should let the North Dakota State come in. North Dakota, come on in.
Number 1.
So Tarek Skubal the other day got really mad
Yeah,
at
he
someone for
It was the White Sox.
yeah, because they were relaying signs to batters to the point where John Boy did a video and he was using lots of F words in this video. My thought about this is, like, why are pitchers so uptight about this? Tony, do you think pitchers overreact to stuff like this?
To guys giving signs away? No, but the recourse used to be fine. I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
And so
you can't do that anymore.
I don't think you can do it anymore without there being a major consequence. So all you're really left with is cursing out the dude across the way when you figure it out.
Yeah, when Don Drysdale retaliated and hit you, everybody said, "Hey, good, you deserved it. Now get up and go take your base."
Real quick, the incident in Baltimore. I don't know if I shared this with you guys when they hit Bogey.
Oh yeah,
their manager did just that. Basically, he came to the defense of the Padres and why they did it.
He did,
and the people in town were furious with him.
Oh, they didn't like.
They didn't like it at all.
Huh?
But it was the truth. That is how you teach your guys how to conduct it. So when it happens to your team, you know how they're going to respond accordingly. And I think, when it's your team, you feel like you need to have. I mean, I remember a time here where people were like, "When are we going to hit somebody?"
Yeah, that's true. It was.
We aren't hitting anybody.
When what was it? Anthony Rizzo. Everybody
Slid
was
in the
waiting.
home.
Yeah.
So,
that whole thing.
Glad we moved
all
past
right.
that.
That's it. We got Will Wagner tomorrow for Friar Friday. Padres, Dodgers.
Should be
Thanks, guys. We got the roundtable coming up, the roundtable replay, and then Scraby Show at 6 p.m. So stick around.
Coming up on Friday, we kick off the weekend and get you ready for Padres Dodgers. Enough said.
It's time to talk Padres baseball.
This place is electric.
Our 97.3 The Fan staff is together to break down everything, both on and off the field, with the San Diego Padres in our commercial-free Epic Padres Roundtable, sponsored by Epic Wings. Buckle up, Friar Faithful. We've got a lot to discuss. Now, here's your host, Ben Higgins.
Our panel is growing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable here on 97.3 The Fan. And what a great cast we have today. Let me introduce our panelists, starting right next to me with Chris Ello. Hello, Chris.
Morning.
Got Braden Soprenet. Tony Gwynn Jr. Good to see you, Tony.
Good morning, everyone.
Woodsy's right there in the middle, and his broadcast partner, Tony's Jesse Agler, joins us here for the first time on our roundtable. Is that true?
That is correct, yes.
It is great to have you, Jesse. Hopefully we'll have a fun hour talking Padres baseball. Spirits high following a 3-game sweep of the Atlanta Braves this week at Petco Park. Dodgers coming to town. We'll probably get to that a little bit later, but let me start, and we'll start with Jesse, our first-time guest, with our first question. How significant is the sweep of the Atlanta Braves in your mind, knowing what Craig Stammen said about the sweep after the game, that The Braves aren't exactly firing on all cylinders. Padres didn't catch their number one pitcher. They've been dealing with some injuries, but a sweep of one of the best teams in baseball is still a sweep.
Yeah, I think I look at it a couple different ways. One is you take a sweep anytime you take a sweep. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they look like or anything like that. I'm tangled, sorry. 3 wins in a row is 3 wins in a row, and that's the primary thing. I think you need wins, you take wins, you want wins, you get wins, you're happy. And then really deeper than that, and Tony and I talked a lot about this the last few days, feels like this offense is starting to kind of get going a little bit. And whether that resulted in a sweep or not, if you kind of step back from the immediate results, I think that's kind of critically important right now. And so, like, those are the two things I look at. Whether it was Chris Sale or J.R. Ritchie, it's that, we've seen the offense make progress, really going back to the weekend against the Rangers and really continuing through the Braves. I know you had the 1-0 game, but you're seeing signs of life from the offense that we haven't seen in some time. So you throw in 3 wins. To me, that's what matters. Whether you want to talk about the Braves having the second best record in baseball, or you want to talk about whether they're hurt or not, whether it's a sweep or not. To me, that's a little bit secondary. They're playing better baseball. The offense looks more like, the capable Major League offense that we expected to see this year. And yeah, you never scoff at 3 straight wins. You never do.
Tony, I try to hear your voice in my ear sometimes, reminding me it's a long baseball season. Not every game is a referendum on your team. Not every series, not every homestand is a defining moment. But then again, you look back and there will be some defining homestands and series. How did you feel about this last 3 against the Braves, and how significant was it for you?
Everything Jesse said. I think the offense is the thing that stands out. They're putting up runs, they're scoring in multiple innings. And I just like the way Manny's swing is starting to come into play. I think, he has taken some time to unwind whatever he had to kind of get out of. And in that Texas series, you started to see, at least from my perspective, the swing that has made him Manny Machado. And I think you saw it all through the weekend, or through this last series with the Braves. Even the 1-for-5, the walk-off day, I thought he had his best 5 at-bats of the season in that. And so I think Jesse and I have talked about this. When Manny's going, so is the offense. It really has been that way ever since he's been here. And so I think, among other things, the offense is good. And as Jesse said, you get 3 wins. I don't care against who. The Braves, especially being one of the best teams in the league, regardless of how well they're playing right now, you feel pretty good about it. And it wasn't as though they won each of those games 1-0. They put up some runs and had to score runs in order to win. And I think that's the thing that I'm hopeful about as we move forward, that this is something we can continue to see.
Yeah, I think for me, seeing them win in different ways, a dominating pitching performance by Michael King, a game where they had to piece it together with a bullpen and offense in the middle of the series. Yeah. And then with the bullpen depleted, getting some, surprise contributions from guys like JP Sears. Winning 3 different ways is always, Chris, kind of the sign of a team that, that is encouraging to see. And that's now 9 straight wins over the Braves at Petco Park, but none of them were really the Braves at their best. The playoffs in 2024, they were injury riddled. They had to go with A.J. Smith-Shawver starting that series. Last year to open the season, we didn't know. No Ronald Acuna. We didn't know the Braves weren't that good when they came to Petco Park. And now they kind of hit here, losers of, I think 9 of their last 12 now, and not firing on all cylinders and not healthy at all.
Yeah, but we've lost enough games to last place teams that, this just makes up for it. So, I'm going to say the same thing as far as how important it is to beat the Braves 3 in a row. It's important to beat anyone 3 in a row, the way they've been playing coming into the series. And, just to get right again. There's a lot of things ahead. You got a road trip that starts with the Cubs right next week after the Dodgers. So the funniest thing to me about sweeping the Braves is that thinking about how much time we all spend looking at the schedule and going, oh no, or, oh yeah, we're playing the Rockies and the Royals. It doesn't really mean anything in baseball. Just play well, win games. Your opponents don't mean much. I was looking it up today. The Padres are 12-6 against first place teams this year, but they're also 13-6 against last place teams. So I guess they're not very good against the teams in the middle. But you know what I mean? To me, it's a little arbitrary who you're playing. And Tony said this to me the other day. We caught everybody's ace pitcher the first 2 months of the season. So the fact that we missed Chris Sale, we don't have to apologize for it.
Braden, your takeaways from the Brave series and sweep?
I think it's big for this team. I think it's good. You know, again, I don't think it really matters who the opponent is. Taking 3 games for anybody against anybody right now I think is huge for this team that is, you know, struggling in this month of June. But you know, they're 9 I think they're 10-11 in the month of June. I mean, if they go 3-2 their next 5, they have 5 games left in June. They go 500, and they enter July with the exact same place that they were in last year, entering July. So I think it was a good series to get back on track. And I think give a little confidence to this fan base that this team can beat good teams too. And, you know, maybe that the times of the rough months are over, but we'll see.
Now, Woods, this morning when we got in for our show, said he got 5 minutes of sleep. Feel free to skip him.
All right,
so I'm going to skip.
Great.
I'm going to skip you now, but I'm going to come to you to start our next question. It's our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable. I had some lemon pepper right before the show. It's made with fruit, so I think it's just a little bit healthier for the morning. That's usually
citrus.
It's made with fruit.
That's the way I like to look at it. It was absolutely delicious, though. They have a new sauce I haven't tried yet, spicy barbecue, limited time only. You can check it out starting Monday, July 6th. Let's talk, Woods, about Fernando Tatis Jr. We've done it all season long, but not about his offense, which actually has been looking really good lately. The Padres are moving him back and forth between right field and second base, oftentimes in the same game. But what do you think is the long-term strategy here for the Padres defensively? What position is he going to land at? Will he land at a position? Is he just going to be like a super utility defender? You know, going forward, I don't know what is going to work for Fernando in the field. He seems to be good everywhere.
I wish I knew what I know. Like we all think we know. He was very happy on the infield, and I think the numbers bear it out. If you're asking me, like, what would I do if I had Fernando? I have no idea. I mean, he won a platinum glove in right field, but he's a really good second baseman too. And you feel really confident when the ball's hit his way, and you get good production out of him there. Benny, I'm on the fence. Like, I want to do whatever is going to make him the happiest, but he's taken to second base like it's no problem whatsoever. And the play he made, that play he made across the back was like with the throw last week. It was incredible. And he's a marvel to watch. I don't think we've talked enough about how he's turned around. I know you said skip the offense, but like what he's done grinding through it and really accepting kind of what he is and who he is it's been remarkable.
That ball he got to yesterday couldn't make the throw, but I mean was almost halfway to third base by the time he actually picked it up. Was amazing. Tony, you were obviously a really good defensive outfielder. You saw Fernando take to it so quickly when they moved him out there. He's now taken to second base so quickly as they've moved him back in there. What do you think's the best spot for him and what the Padres should do going forward with Fernando defensively?
I think in terms of him individually, he can play wherever he wants, honestly, right field or second base. And I think he could be a Gold Glover. He's already been a Gold Glover in right. I think he could be one at first or second base as well.
Probably first too.
Yeah, maybe.
You wanted to.
Maybe. But I think in terms of what's best now, I think what they're doing is best right now. I think that gives them the flexibility to get different guys in the lineup. Unless they go out and make a trade, which is possible that you get a stalwart player at that position. Keep moving him around. It doesn't seem to bother him at all. He's been as Woodsy said, and I thought he learned a lot about himself last year. I think that's kind of helped him kind of get through some of the power struggles this year. But he's been phenomenal. I think. For the last 2 months, whether he's been in right field or at second base. So I think because of the way the team is constructed, you keep using them the way you're using them and moving them both spots.
Tony, what is it about that mentality? We see it with Jake Cronenworth, doesn't seem to care where they put him, second, first, short, whenever they need to move him around. Doesn't, water off a duck's back. Another player we saw Xander, a lot of consternation, and that doesn't make it a bad thing. I mean, Xander wants to be at his best. He doesn't want to let the team down. He's worried about it. How do you kind of approach that mentality of being, no, I want to be here because I'm best here versus I want to do what the team, is going to best help the team or what they need?
I think a lot of times that boils down to the confidence of the individual being able to move. I mean, if I'm Toddy, I'm not worried. I know I can athletically do any of these things. Bogey's a little bit older. Maybe that was something, learning a new spot that late in your career. Maybe that's something he wasn't comfortable with. And I think you got to respect that because he's not where even Jake, he's super athletic. So like these guys are willing to do it, because they're selfless, but also because they know that it's not a big deal. And so I think a lot of players, when they get into those spots, their worry is ultimately about, not being able to play the position sufficiently and hurting the team. So I just think, that these are the type of players generally that the Padres have in their locker room that are willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's moving positions, whether it's pitching out of a different role. We've seen that really across the board.
And Chris, we've seen that from another team in the division that feels free to move their players around. The Los Angeles Dodgers have done it quite successfully with not just utility players like Tommy Edman and Kike Hernandez, but stars like Mookie Betts, that they have been unafraid to move them wherever they need to move them, and has shown that you can be successful doing that.
Jackson Merrill's a shortstop, right? He's in center field.
Gavin Sheets in left now.
What's that?
Gavin Sheets playing left field. And
really, almost you look at every position. Manny Machado, I'm pretty sure, was a shortstop, right? So, yeah, all these guys are willing to do that. I'm not surprised. If you want to trade for somebody that cares about what position they play, you can always get Devers down here from San Francisco. But I think the rest of these guys are all willing to do what it takes to help this team win. I'm not so sure that, the way they're getting no production behind the plate that, maybe even try Fernando back there so we can get a little more offense in the lineup. He is really proving what we already knew, is that he's just an incredible freak athlete. And if you put him somewhere, he's going to take to it. And so that's what we're seeing.
Could he do it? Yes. Do we want to see him taking those out? Of course not.
Of course not. Absolutely.
Jesse, one thing, though, it really does illustrate just how lucky we are to get to watch Fernando play and what he can do. It truly is kind of freakish, his abilities out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, we talk often about guys playing different positions, and it's easy to talk about. You say, oh, yeah, Mookie goes to play shortstop. He goes to play right field. He goes to play, second base or whatever like that. But, like, not everybody can actually do that and do it well. And as Tony mentioned, he's winning a platinum glove in right field. He's playing a really good second base. It's very easy to talk about it. But to see guys go out and do that at that level is actually fairly rare. But what I think is cool about the entire thing for the Padres, and you guys just kind of ran through the number of guys that are playing different positions or maybe out of position or trying new positions, is that I think, that's sort of something that is a tone that was set early on, that like, hey, the goal here is to win a championship. And, let's put aside ego, pride, whatever you want to talk about, put aside maybe personal preference when it comes to certain thing. And Fernando's leading the way on that, right? This is not about, hey, you won a gold glove in right field last year. This is about what's going to help this team win, because the goal for these guys is to win the first World Series in franchise history, to bring a major sports championship to San Diego for the first time in the history of the city. That's what they all think about. That's what they all care about. And they're all bought in on that. And they're putting aside anything individual for that goal. And I think you see that all the time with things like that.
Braden, your thoughts on Fernando and where he's best suited defensively?
Well, these guys all said it. The guy's a super athlete. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to see him behind the plate, but aside from that, he probably could do anything on this team. I mean, if they needed him to pitch, I mean, the guy throws the living daylights out of the ball too. I bet you he's got a nice fastball also, but I think whatever the team needs in terms of like getting the best 9 batters in there right now is the place to be. And if it's second base, it's second. If it's right field, it's right field. So I think they're using Fernando exactly how I would use Fernando. It's like he's a guy that can help you put the lineup together where you get guys that are swinging the bat well in the lineup on a consistent basis.
It's our 97.3 The Fan Epic Padres Roundtable, brought to you by Epic Wings, commercial free, always fresh, never frozen. Let's talk about the back of the Padres rotation. And again, mention, don't make snap judgments and snap decisions in a long baseball season. one good start by JP Sears does not now mean he's a stalwart at the back of the rotation. Even Griffin Canning, as hit or miss as he has been, and probably more miss than hit, Jesse, it's still fairly early in his season for the number of starts that we've seen. For those two guys in particular, what do you want to see the Padres moving forward kind of do with the back end of their rotation? And, you see fans kind of chomping at the bit. I see the tweet. They should be canning Griffin, but the Padres don't
wrote that, be honest.
The Padres don't have the luxury of letting starting pitching get away at this point.
I don't think any team does.
Yeah.
There's not a team in baseball that's like, we don't need that guy anymore. At least a contending team that's trying to win games. Look, I haven't done all the rotation math in terms of, how many games between now and the All-Star break and, who could go what day and everything like that, and where, maybe a German Marquez fits in or something like that. But for me, with the number of games remaining in the season, which I think game 81 is Saturday, so let's say 82 games left in the season then, you need more. You need more. You're going to need more. You keep rolling these guys out there at least a few more times to kind of get a sense of what you've got. Griffin Canning was very good last year before he got hurt for the Mets. It was a real resurgent kind of season. Now, if it continues to go the way it's gone, I'm not suggesting he gets important starts in September, because I don't think that'll be the case if he's still not able to get 3 outs in an inning. But you got to give him the opportunity, I think, a few more times at minimum to go out there and try and kind of refine what he was doing last year. And you can afford to do that. I know it's very easy to be like, oh my gosh, we can't keep running a guy like that out there. You can. Let me be clear. You can. And I get that people hate hearing it's still early, because it feels like it isn't, because I just said we're coming up on game 81. It's still early. And the example that I think is so great to use is 2024. I go on with you guys every Tuesday morning. And I don't know how many times in the last however many years I've said to you, it's still early. And you probably roll your eyes at me when I say that. But like 2024, by the time we got into the playoffs, I think everybody in baseball was saying the Padres are the best team in baseball. Mookie Betts was saying the Padres are the best team in baseball in 2024. Coming out of the All-Star break, the Padres, I believe, were swept by the Guardians in 2024, and they were sitting at 500. And it was like, oh boy, I don't know how we feel about this. And that was coming out of the All-Star break. It was still early in 2024 coming out of the All-Star break. Think about how many things changed between the first series after the All-Star break in 2024 and the first week of October, when pretty much
in which they lost 7-0. I think it was.
I think they lost the first game to the Guardians. They got shut out, and then they immediately just turned it on and were rocket ship.
It was rock bottom, right? And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this team is the worst team ever." And then again, by the first week of October, it was pretty much assumed by every person in baseball that this was the best team in baseball. So it's still early. And so you can afford to kind of give another few shots to these guys, because you got to figure out what you've got. No team has enough pitching. No contending team has enough pitching. So I'm all for experimentation for at least a little while longer.
Woods, how real was JP Sears? How long can they stick with Griffin Canning? And do you want to see guys like Johnny Brito or Matt Waldron or German Marquez return and get more chances in the rotation?
When I access my brain and the thoughts that I've had watching games sometimes, I think there'd be like 3 guys left on the roster if I was in charge. In the middle of watching it, like, all right, he's out. Kyle Hart would be pumping gas somewhere, right? If I really acted on my thoughts sometime.
Yuki's back in Japan.
Yeah, 100%. Like we'd have a 3-man roster, right? Pretty much at this point. So and I don't even know Manny would be on that.
That's a better question.
So
who are the 3?
Who are the 3?
Samad Taylor is
Samad Taylor, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Mason Miller, and Adrian Morejon, 4. But no, Benny, I have to trust in. It's hard for a fan base to do it too, because you have to trust that they're also trying to win games, the players and the front office. They really want to win games. They do. And I can't for the life of me think that they'd be like putting a guy out there over and over that didn't have at least something that they could build on positively, right? There's something in there that Ruben sees or AJ sees and Stammen sees and Fritzy sees. Like, I trust those guys. That's all we can do, is like, it's just blind hope sometimes. And so, but yeah, man, Jesse nailed it. Like, there's time to get a couple more in, but yeah, I think they're going to pull the trigger when they need to pull the trigger.
And Tony, I mean, you probably heard the same thing, but I've heard nothing but great things about JP Sears, his competitiveness and work ethic. And as Wood said, there's a reason that AJ wanted him included in the Mason Miller trade. Haven't gotten to see him, but yeah, those numbers at AAA can be very, very deceptive when you're pitching in the PCL.
Yeah, no, I think the one thing we have to take into account is, despite how someone has shown, the big leagues is a lot about opportunity. And for JP, JC said this yesterday, for JP, here's an opportunity for him to step into the fold. We go back to when we traded and got Martin Perez a couple years ago. We didn't think we were going to get what we got from him, but he ended up being a good piece. He filled that role. He stepped up. And, I think JP has a chance to do that. Is yesterday an indication that 100% he's going to do it? No, but it is an opportunity. He did step into it. So now the Padres have to assess whether they're going to give him another shot at it. And so I think Jesse's exactly right. These are, not only do they have time, but they have to, because there's so much season left. You got to cover those innings. There's going to still be starts where Michael King only goes 5. The bullpen has to cover. So you need these arms. And I think one of the things that's going to end up being an underrated thing that AJ did was how many arms he ended up getting to kind of get through this season. Germán Marquez, at some point, I'm guessing if he's healthy, is going to have another shot in the rotation. You're going to need those innings. And until we get to that August deadline where you can kind of, fortify your whole squad the way you really want to, these are must-haves for the Padres. And not just the Padres, for all organizations that have a staff and trying to get through 162.
Yeah, Braden, and baseball's funny because Griffin Canning, didn't have it on Tuesday, but I always think back, and if that, Rowdy Tellez single that scored 2 is a one-hopper to Tatis and it's a double play, he gets out of the inning, he may stabilize and, go 5 or 6 and give up a run or 2. Baseball is just weird that way, and I don't think that means that he doesn't deserve another opportunity in the Padres rotation. Quite frankly, they're going to need him still going forward.
Yeah, and I was ready to pile on Canning too. I mean, you can't have a 7.38 ERA for the entire season and on any team, and keep rolling that guy out there. As Jesse mentioned, like long term, if this continues, it's going to be a problem. But I looked at like his metrics from just the 2/3 of an inning, like in all of his pitches. He actually got a B grade on his stuff for his last outing, which honestly shocked me when I looked at it. It's like he still has pretty good stuff. That's that, I think, that piece that Woods was talking about that you can build off of. It might have not looked that great on Tuesday, whatever it was, but there's still something there that the Padres are obviously interested in honing in on, and these guys are all right. I mean, like, you need arms, and anybody that can give you innings is going to be a benefit to your team. Hopefully they can get him out of this kind of funk that he has been in.
Chris, I never got to see you pitch at San Diego State, but when I imagine it in my mind, I think like JP Sears minus 20 miles an hour. Is that about right? Got competitive, curveballs, occasional mix in a fastball, just not with the velocity.
You think that many people hit deep fly balls against me?
Or wearing out the third baseman.
Yeah, I wore out the third baseman, hard ground balls. Yeah, JP Sears is a fly ball pitcher, right? And I mean, most of the outs he got last night were fly balls. And I think that's why AJ got him, because he felt a lot of his fly balls would stay in Petco Park. And it worked last night. So, I'm confident that, we give him a couple more shots. As much as I totally agree with all of your things you said about Griffin Canning, the one thing that Braden said that that leads me to this is you need guys that can give you innings right now. Well, he can't give you innings right now. It's been at least 2 or 3 times that his terrible performance has shot the bullpen for the next 2 or 3 games. I don't know how many times more you can take that risk. They were very fortunate that JP Sears gave them what they gave them. Tony and I talked about it yesterday. He was kind of going to be a sacrificial lamb last night. They couldn't have taken him out of the game early, even if they wanted to. because of Griffin Canning. And I don't know how many more because of Griffin Canning's this staff can absorb. Griffin Canning might be okay. I don't know if the rest of the staff is going to survive 3 or 4 more Griffin Canning starts. Certainly not like that. I don't mean to pick on it, but I just think for the good of the team, I think he's got to get it back together in relief over the next little while, because I can't worry about messing up my bullpen.
It's our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable. As Jesse mentioned, Game 81's coming up on Saturday. We'll save like a full first half review more for the All-Star break on this show. But since we are at the midway point, and someone in the chat said, you're going to ask this question, Tony's going to roll his eyes. But I think expectations of fans are important, Tony. And when you see them sitting here 5 games above 500, and you thought what you were going to see when the season started in spring training, is this team better, worse, or about what you thought they would be through the first half of the season?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I think they're worse than I thought they would be.
Okay.
I think no, they're right about where I thought.
I know
they'd
it's
be.
a tricky
I think
question.
they're right about. I think the 3-game sweep puts them right about where I thought they would. Where I thought they would be. This is a team that I think has, despite the lack of offense, has probably overperformed from that standpoint. Being able to have the wins they have, despite your best 3 guys. Actually, I can't and keep including Toddy in this. I think the 2 of the 3 guys not really being, the players that we've seen them be the last, couple seasons. I say they're right about where they are. And I think there is room to grow as a ball club as this offense, I think, starts to turn the corner.
I mean, you can even separate it. The offense is much worse than I thought it would be. The bullpen is kind of what I thought it would be, but I thought it would be really, really good. And Braden, that kind of leaves you with the starting pitching, which I was worried about at the start of the season. I'm still worried about now, but is actually, if you really look at it, has probably performed better than I expected through the first half of the season.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's Walker Buehler has been a lot better than we all anticipated. I mean, when the Padres went out and signed, Buehler and Marquez and, Canning and Giolito and all these, they just loaded up on arms. You were kind of hoping one of them would kind of stick. I mean, deep down, we probably hoped that all 4 of them would be studs, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it, and you'd have a good rotation. But the fact that Walker Buehler has completely reinvented himself and is giving you almost like a number 2 to number 3 of the rotation kind of production his last like 8 or 10 starts, whatever it's been, is truly remarkable. But considering all the circumstances of what this team has gone through so far to this point, I think it's great that they are right where they're at. I honestly, and I agree with Tony, like at the beginning of the season, not knowing what the season was going to look like, they're kind of right where we thought they would be. I mean, we didn't think they were going to come out and be toe to toe with the Dodgers. We didn't think they were going to be lousy, right, and just be like under 500. I think they're kind of, with this sweep, I think they're right where we expected them to be record-wise.
Woods, if we had known at the start of the season that Nick Pivetta would be missing most of the first half, Joe Musgrove wouldn't have pitched, Michael King has had 2 really good starts, and you're relying on the rest of that rotation. The offense, worst in the National League by a good amount. We'd been in panic mode. I mean, we'd be in panic mode going, are they 15, 20, 30 games under 500 at this point? No, they're 5 games above 500.
Yeah, and other teams have faced less hardship and are playing worse than the Padres. You know what I mean? The Padres have been hit pretty hard this year, and the 3 guys not performing for such a long stretch, the patchwork rotation, the bullpen's been awesome. They're always awesome to watch.
But injuries, losing Laureano, Cronenworth, the catching core for an extended period of time.
It is crazy, and the expected win-loss record is different than what the actual win-loss record is. So they are actually outperforming right now. But you know me, man. What's my pick every year? 81 and 81. So we're right on pace. We're kind of right where we need to be.
Yeah. Jesse, expectations versus reality for you so far?
Yeah, I think record-wise, they're about, I guess, where I thought they would be. They're-ish, maybe, but it's been different than I expected. I think that's the way I would look at it. Like, results-wise, but it just doesn't look anything like what I thought it was going to look like, based on everything that you guys all just talked about. I would have never imagined the offense looking like this. I would have never imagined, some of the attrition that they've gone through injury-wise, the fact that we would have seen as little of Cronenworth and Laureano and Fermin and Campusano as we have. Those are the things that we know are going to happen in some way every year, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot early on. So credit to everybody, basically, for keeping it where it's at, considering everything that's gone down.
Chris, it's almost as if we should not imagine how a baseball season is going to go before we start it.
What a crazy idea.
It's not happening, Tony. Don't even. We're still going to do it next March. We're going to do the same thing.
What would we talk about? You know what I mean? What would we talk about? I'm with your philosophy. I tell them all the time. I'm like, this is right out of 101 sports radio host. We shouldn't do this.
What's it say? We'll talk about the season after it's over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll analyze it after it's over. That's how you do things.
Chris,
yes.
Your thoughts above, beyond?
I think the record is a little worse than I thought it would be, but it's way better than it should be based on everything that's happened. I do think it's interesting. After the Dodgers, you guys are going to Chicago, right, next week, and the listeners and all that will be exciting. But I looked at the Cubs. They got about the same record the Padres do. I think they're about a half game different right now. Their entire 5-man rotation is on the shelf. Dansby Swanson, until the last 2 days, was the worst player in baseball. Michael Busch is way below last year. Nico Horner's way down. On it goes. PCA's had a nice hot streak. My point is, the Cubs are similar to the Padres in that sense, right? They're decimated. Guys are not performing. These teams find a way to hang in there and keep winning. And so, we're not alone. We just got to keep it going.
And Braden, that is the sign of maybe a good overall organization that they can keep it together when things aren't at their best, because we see the bad organizations when one thing goes wrong, it just snowballs and the season's over. But Padres haven't let that happen.
No, they haven't. And the other thing too is, as we talked about at the beginning part of this season, it's like, these comeback wins are not sustainable. They're not, but at the same time, it's good to be able to have that confidence when you're down, knowing like, hey, this lead's not out of reach. We can go out there and get it. Because we've seen a lot of baseball teams that, and even Padre teams in the past that sound like, oh man, this game's over after 2 runs. But I think that's going to pay off in the long run for this team. I also think this team's camaraderie is pretty good too. I mean, they're showing why there's something to what they're doing down there that leads to why they're still winning games despite all the circumstances they're dealing with.
It's our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable. Epic Wings, always fresh, never frozen. And Jesse and Tony, I think you guys have one of the best jobs in baseball, getting to cover and call baseball games every single day. I know you say it, how lucky you are all the time, and fans always talk about it as well. But for today's roundtable draft, we're going to do the old draft. I want everybody to pick a job that they would do in baseball behind the scenes, not player, manager, coach, broadcaster, GM, but one of the hundreds of jobs that makes a baseball season go that they would want to do if they couldn't do, Jesse, what you're doing right now. What would you pick to stay in baseball and just do something related to the sport?
It's a great question, and I know how hard all those jobs are because I see everybody who does them. I don't think I could actually do any of them because, I see what they do. But I see TJ Laidlaw in our clubhouse and all the equipment and everything that he kind of runs with his team in there, and I'm fascinated by it. I could not do his job. I would have no ability whatsoever to do his job, but I think it's really cool. So to kind of be, in charge of all the gear and the clubhouse and the staff and everything that they are, I think that would be neat. You still get to be around the team, still get to travel, still kind of get to be in the day in, day out grind. And to me, the best part of working in baseball is to be a part of the day in and day out grind. I love being around the team every day. I think that's what gives me the great sense of understanding and respect for what the guys are going through. So I would, I guess, say something there. But again, I couldn't actually do it. I would.
I agree. Like, I think the other TJ Lasita is the traveling secretary. secretary.
Yes.
See, I would want to do that. I like logistics, and I'd want to be planning out like all right, the buses are going to pick us up here in Chicago.
Stressed out.
It would be. I'm sure I get it. It would be awful. Woods, what about you?
Oh, I'd be want to be the clubby. I am San Diego's concierge. I'd like to be the concierge for the San Diego Padres. I'm in there. I mean, it's late. You know, you're staying late. You're cleaning shoes and stuff. But like the end of the year, they get that playoff bonus. Everyone comes up, takes care of you. You're with the guys. They kind of treat you like one of the guys from what I've seen. No brainer. Clubby.
Braden, what would be your choice?
So what were the ones you couldn't do? A broadcaster?
Like, any of the really four, like player, coach, broadcaster, GM.
Okay.
Assistant GM.
Well, because I was thinking about like a scout would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, now you wouldn't be with the team at all. You'd be out on the road. You'd be all over the place. I think, with my connection with coaching high school sports, I think it'd be cool to be a scout, going to look at all the college teams, all the high school teams, help AJ Preller and company find talent at the next level. I think that's kind of a cool unsung hero job that is out there.
Chris, what about you? What's your behind the scenes baseball job of choice?
Well, I like a lot of it, what everybody said. I do think traveling secretary would be next to impossible. I do remember, I don't know if you know this name, Jesse, for the Atlanta Braves, his name was Pete Van Wieren. He was a broadcaster back with Skip Carey and Ernie Johnson, but he became a broadcaster along with his traveling secretary duties.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine doing both of those things?
No.
Like if you were the traveling secretary and the play-by-play, that's how baseball's changed.
Absolutely not.
Incredible. No, you didn't eliminate this position, so I'll go ahead and collect all the money at the end of the day. How about owner?
Oh, that's a good job to have.
Very behind the scenes.
Not a bad choice, actually.
Yeah, I'll take
behind the scenes.
Not a bad choice.
Super
Tony, you got to grow up seeing a lot of those guys in the Padres clubhouse with your dad, and then as a player, you saw what it goes into just getting those guys on the field every day. If you couldn't have been what you were and now are now, what would you have done?
First of all, being a clubby is a great job in terms of like those people are like they make that whole thing go
Revered,
right.
Yeah.
Like I'm still like Tony Patrica is still like an uncle to me, right? I grew up in the clubhouse when he was kind of running the clubhouse, and so I love those guys. But for me, it'd be a major league scout, and that covers going to see the teams that you're going to play and or teams that have guys that you may trade for. I think that would be great. I'm still in the big league park, get great seats.
And
I get to watch baseball like all day long. I get to watch different teams too. I think that would be pretty cool to bounce around, see different guys, get to follow a Mike Trout for a while if he's on the radar to be traded, something like that. I think that job would be great.
I'll note, none of us pick trainer. We don't want to be doing all the rub downs and everything necessary. And none of us took media relations assistant, or none of us wants to deal with us all year long in that job. Let's say as we're hitting in there the second half of the show.
I also don't want to be in media relations because I ran into Darren Feeney at the Dallas airport Sunday. He was the first guy booted off the plane home.
Why?
Because they had too many guys to fly home.
Oh, no.
So Darren got kicked out. He had to fly home with me commercially.
Oh, no.
So that's another reason I don't want to be in the media relations. Sorry about that, Darren.
No.
That's got to be the worst feeling. You think you're going on the private.
You're going home. You made it.
And then you didn't make the cut. Oh, that's got to be.
That is the life.
That happens.
Right? Like,
I didn't know that happened.
In this case, the Padres had guys they had to call up because there were some guys kind of on the fence there.
Yep.
And so, that's players gonna get a seat. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Darren at the airport, but I've been a lot more surprised to see Xander Bogaerts
by himself.
All right, let's do a little rapid fire here. Again, middle of the season, wild card race is very tight in the National League. It'll play out over the next couple of months, but we're gonna just do pretender or contender. I'm gonna give you a team name, just kind of shout out what we think, and then I'll call on one of you to elaborate. Philadelphia Phillies. Contender. Anyone disagree with that?
No, I don't.
All right. Woods.
They're going to win the East.
Contender,
It's pretty obvious why they're contenders. Yep. All right. Let's go to the St. Louis Cardinals. A little dicey, right?
I'm a little iffy on them.
Pretender, I think.
I just feel like they're very young. We've seen teams like them kind of run out of gas, but they haven't shown any signs that they're going to do that. I don't know if their pitching staff can hold up. I mean, Justin May's been great. McGreevy is a stud. I just feel like they kind of run out of gas.
If anyone wants to disagree, I think the Cardinals have played great, but they're starting to wobble a bit, and I just don't know if they truly believe themselves as an organization that they're ready to make the moves necessary to go after it.
That'll be the fascinating thing, right? Is at the trade deadline, because they want to hold on to their young guys.
Right.
They're not gonna trade their real deal prospects because they got some guys coming that they think can be a big part of the future. But will they maybe make a little move here and there, kind of at the margins to give themselves a shot? That'll be maybe the most fascinating team in the National League outside of our team. That is always the most fascinating team, to watch at the trade deadline.
Do they trade Dustin May?
See, that's
because he's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fascinating to see what direction they go over the next month. Cubs, clearly, if they get healthy, contender.
Real quick, on the Cardinals, I think I'm going to say pretender only because I don't think they're going – the margins I don't think will be good enough to get them in that division. I think they're going to – I think the National League is too good overall that I'm going to say they're a pretender.
Cubs, I mean, if they get healthy, contender. But if their pitching rotation doesn't get a bunch of guys back, they will not survive like the Padres didn't in 2021 when they just completely ran out of pitching. The Cubs could end up going that direction, which would be obviously a bummer for them because they have the talent to be good.
I'm not dumb enough to say that they're a pretender as we are heading out to Chicago to watch them play our team. So I'm going to say contender. That's huge contender.
How about the Miami Marlins sitting there 2-3 games above 500 at their midpoint of the season through 81 games? Are they a contender or a pretender?
I think they think they are, or I think everybody thinks they're a pretender because that's why people keep saying, well, they're going to trade Sandy Alcantara. Why would they do that? If they're going to make it, he's going to help get them there. So, but I think to answer your question in general, I would say the Phillies and the Cubs are the real contenders. And I think the other teams, Cardinals, Marlins, Nationals, Pirates, Reds, whoever you want to name, I think they're all the pretenders.
You just ruined our entire
You just
segment.
did the whole
Are you
thing. You just gave all the answers to the test.
I was ready to move on.
Yeah, I can tell. Chris is like, they're all pretenders.
Does anyone think the Diamondbacks are a contender?
No, I don't.
Pretender. Okay. How about the Nationals? The offense has been the best in baseball, but
pitching.
Generally pitching, you got to. If they make a trade for pitching, they can, right?
They have to get an entire new bullpen.
I don't know what. Do they got some big time prospects down there? I don't know.
I don't see them trading.
I don't.
They're not trading Eli Willits for a run.
I don't think so. I would say they're a pretender.
And then finally, the Pirates.
I hope that they are contenders, man.
I think they would go for it. I think they're of those
they
teams.
already have the pitching.
Right,
it seems like they're in the easiest spot to maybe improve the offense a little bit.
And if they don't at this time in Pittsburgh, you have to stop watching that team and going to the games. You have Braxton Ashcraft and Paul Skeens and up and down. Like they have a ton of prospects too. Yeah. They need some help. This is the year to go for it.
They have seemingly shown that they are trying. Are trying. They made a real attempt at Schwarber during the offseason. It sounded like
Lau was a great pickup.
They made some moves. So I have to assume that is going to continue at least through the rest of the season.
Yeah, like you talk about the Cardinals, you're not sure if they would make the moves to go for it. The Nationals, you're not sure if they would make the moves to go for it. The Marlins, you're not sure if they would make the moves to go for it. I feel like the Pirates would.
Yeah.
Of all that kind of like cluster of teams,
they better.
They're the team that should.
They better. If I'm a fan, I am clawing at the walls.
You don't want them to make a move.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm a fan of theirs, because they're pitching. Ashcraft yesterday was nasty, and Skeens is Skeens, and like
they're right. I mean, they're right. They have a good enough staff.
Yeah.
Till you go out and you get an offensive piece, you're in it. You're in there.
All right, 7th inning stretch time, getting near the end. It's our non-baseball question on our Epic Wings, Epic Padres roundtable. And since we just celebrated Father's Day, I thought I'd get a little sentimental and give everybody who wants to, you don't have to, but just a chance to say something about your dad here. And I will start with my dad, Steve Higgins, who has been just so supportive of me my entire life. But one thing that people might not know, he had a friend named Peter Jensen. He used to write for a bunch of magazines, including San Diego Home and Garden, was a columnist. And he once took him to a Lakers game, went up with him, and they got up there. And Peter was so struck with my dad, he wrote an entire column about him called "The Man Who Always Said Thank You," because every time he was greeted by an usher, a ticket taker, just everybody, it was just always a smile and a thank you. And my dad has always been that way, just always very gracious, very kind, very supportive. And I just wanted to say that I appreciated my dad here on the week after Father's Day. Who wants to go next?
I met your dad. He wasn't all that polite.
Play golf with him. He'll give you 6-footers.
Yeah.
He'll give them to you so he can keep the thing going.
Down on me like, what are you doing here? No, totally not true. I'll go next. My dad, gave me the strength to believe in myself and to figure things out on my own. And I always appreciated that. One thing I will say, he was the biggest fan of my pitching, and he always found himself – you remember the old backstops they used to have in high school fields?
Yeah.
He would get in that last corner spot with the fence and the backstop. So it was basically when I looked into home plate, I saw catcher, umpire, my dad.
Yep.
But he never made any emotional, nod to me. He just felt like he trusted me out there.
My dad was like that too. When
And
I
I just
pitched,
think
very
that
stoic.
it was important to me.
No reaction.
He was there, but he wasn't getting too excited one way or the other. He believed I could do the job. So I appreciated that.
Who wants to go next?
My dad, great. He's the epitome of what, a man and a dad should be all the time. I mean, from his, how he worked from his family as a construction guy up into being a structural engineer, and then taught that work ethic to me, my brother, and my sister. Having that coach mentality too, coaching high school football here for 40 plus years. There was a lot of like being on you. But he taught me how to be such a great person. And, that's my dad. And I know my brother and sister feel the same. So, I'm going to see him later tonight, for dinner, but, my dad's a great guy, and he's done so much to make my dreams come true, and a lot of sacrifices for my family. So we definitely appreciate that.
Woods, you threatened to cry.
Yeah, I
during
probably
this
will.
segment.
I haven't slept, so I'm emotional. No, I think my dad, the lesson is, he never gave up on me. And he's seen me at my lowest. I told you. Damn it. That's it. That's all I got.
It's all right. Jesse?
My dad was is a baseball nut. And I think, if not for that, I wouldn't have become the baseball nut that I was and am. And if not for that, I'm not doing the job that I'm doing and the job that I love. And so kind of giving me, that obsessiveness at a very young age, and sort of the belief that, you could go get that job, that 30 people have, 60 people have, whatever you want to say. That he and my mom both, kind of said, you can dream like that. So it's very, very important to get to where I am.
Tony, we all feel like we knew your dad. Some of us were lucky enough to actually get to know him a little bit, but you obviously have a different perspective.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you guys have kind of all mentioned is that they instilled a confidence in you that you can go out and conquer the world. My dad was no different. Given that we share the same name, I think he recognized early on that would make it a little bit more difficult for myself. And he didn't complicate that by putting his own pressures on me. He kind of was hands off, super supportive in whatever it was I was doing. And even as I, off the professional side of things, even as a husband and a father, he really just kind of set an example, a blueprint that I could follow. So I'm very appreciative of that.
I think we should thank Tony's dad also for sharing his laugh with his son, so that we can keep hearing Tony's laugh
lives forever.
Longer and longer.
I often tell, because I almost, and I'm not exaggerating, almost on a daily basis, I hear, man, you sound so much like
you
your
do
dad.
every day.
And I tell people that it's kind of like the gift he left behind, is that, I may not have been the player, but I get to carry his voice. And I think people hear that, and it takes them to a happy place.
I hate you for this bit, by the way. I'm so mad at you.
Tony, I've told the story a couple of times, but a few months after your dad passed away, I'd called you, left a message. You didn't get back to me. And it was like weeks later, he called, and it was before the numbers kind of came up. And I answered hello, and he goes, "Hey, Ben, it's Tony Gwynn." And it sounded so like your dad that my heart stopped. Like my heart literally stopped because I wasn't expecting you to call. And I almost crashed my car. And then I finally realized it's Tony Gwynn Jr. I called you Anthony. So
that's the thing. Everybody who was around my dad at some point called me Anthony.
So, all right, last just a couple of minutes here. All right.
You want to do our favorite pets that died? I had a couple of dogs killed a couple years ago by a coyote. It was awful.
All right.
Favorite grandmother that you've lost, Jesse?
We can't ignore the blue monster in the room. Dodgers are coming to town. I don't think it's actually that big of a series. Like, we usually make such a big deal about it. It's a big series because it's the next series for the San Diego Padres. Jesse, what do you kind of expect here these next 3 games?
I expect fun. I mean, look, it's a great time. It is. I know there's only a few tickets left, so the place is going to be packed. Padres.com/tickets. Where's the camera?
Very smart. Where is the camera?
Is there a camera?
It's around somewhere.
It's cool. Like, I'm not going to pick on the Marlins, but like if this were the Marlins this weekend, we'd be like, yeah, it's going to be fun. But this is different than that, right? We all know that, and so it'll be rocking, it'll be loud, it'll be crazy, it'll be a lot of fun. You can play 7 games against these guys in the next week and a half or whatever it is. So it'll be great. I think it's Sasaki Friday, Yamamoto Saturday. I forget on Sunday. Bueller against Emmett Sheehan on Sunday. Thank you. Bueller against his old team on Friday night.
That's what I'm very looking forward to seeing that.
It's going to be great. There's storylines up the wazoo. It's just going to be a ton of fun. You'll hear the words measuring stick far more than you want to, the next 72 hours. But like, it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. It'll be energetic. Put all the storylines aside, in terms of what this means and everything like that. It'll just be great, exciting, fun baseball between 2 good teams.
Tony, what are you looking at?
I can't wait to see Walker face his old team. He pitches with an edge to him that he wants to go out and put his best work together.
When you play behind guys like that, like I always wanted to ask you, it changes it a little bit, doesn't it? Like a guy that's straight, he's a dog, right? And he's chirping and the whole thing.
Well, not only is Walker dog, he's starting to feel like his self again. And so that just brings a whole nother layer to it. I think, the fact that we're not talking about it like we typically are, I think we're all learning a little something here in San Diego finally. This isn't the end all be all. But I think Jesse's right, man. This series, at least for the near future, is always going to be a thing when these 2 teams get together. Not only is San Diego and Los Angeles paying attention, but nationally, everybody's paying attention to this matchup. So it should be a lot of fun. We may feel differently after the 3 games. We might feel like we're on top of the world after the 3 games. And that's the beauty of this series and these 2 teams getting together.
Yeah, and again, while it's the middle of the season and a lot of things are going to change, a week, if you could win 2 series against the Braves and the Dodgers, that's who you're going to have to go through in October and do the same thing if you want to get where you're going. So, not measuring stick necessarily, but a reminder that in baseball, in a short series, anything can happen. Yeah. And, this is a good chance to go and prove that. All right, we are done. It was a fun Epic Padres roundtable brought to you by Epic Wings. Always fresh, never frozen. Again, spicy barbecue coming Monday, July 6th. You can check out their new Buddy Pack as well coming up Monday, July 6th. 20 wings, 2 sauce flavors, 4 breadsticks, and 2 dipping sauces for the entire panel. I'm Ben Higgins. Thanks for joining us on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.
Think you can outsmart me in a sports trivia showdown? Step into the ring for the Midday Sports Standoff.